Hiya, buddies.
Stop hitting them. Jeez.
Hey,
Jeez.
how we doing, buddy?
Is that a Tennessee Titans? Get that shit.
Tighten up. Crap out
Hey,
of
it's
here.
our beer.
Good
Careful with our
start.
beer.
I don't.
Good
Sorry about
start.
the beer, but I'm not,
Jeez. Yeah, Titans.
since when is the music magician mile or whatever?
The Music City Miracle. That's
Music
the one.
City
Yeah.
Miracle.
Right behind you. You got Bill's gear on. It's disrespectful, dude.
What? I never noticed that. When did you sneak that in?
Well, he was down in Nashville and he went to half a
rotten
game.
human being.
Oh, whatever.
In classic Boomer
Don't
fashion,
you
he went
ever.
to 2/4 of an NFL game.
Yeah, 2 quarters.
Left before it finished.
You know what? If it was any other city,
Levis?
you'd stay.
It's true. What
It's
was
like
the
there's-
quarterback matchup again?
It was Levis versus Flacco.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't even Richardson. It was
What an epic battle.
You'll be able to
Joe.
tell your
Two Titans.
grandkids. You can sit them on your knee.
yeah. I saw
Tell them that.
whatever his name is, Anderson Akine touchdown.
Oh yeah, Westbrook Akine.
Westbrook Akine, and that was Taylor was out. Jonathan Taylor wasn't playing.
Mm.
Richardson wasn't playing.
Mm.
I saw Josh Downs make a catch.
What a day!
What a
time
day.
to be alive.
Yeah, and somehow I left at the half
After you
to
got
go to the
soaked for a
honky
couple
tonks
hundred.
and
Well, it was
get
just
into the
too
Jack
much. It
Daniels.
It was too much.
Yeah, welcome to the program. It is Barn Burner on a Friday, a presentation of Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today. Use the promo code Nation.
I don't know how they're in business the way we were rolling last night. Jack
Just
and I had
rolling.
props. Holy moly!
Yeah.
Just slaying with the Christian Watson overs laddered up and
Mm.
the running backs out of the Detroit backfield. Even
Well, I'm
Sam
sure with
Laporta
the,
had a day. Whew.
What would to use the parlance
Yeah.
when a unit.
Yeah.
Everyone has kind of a different unit. What would your
My unit's very small,
Oh.
but we're up 20 units last
You
night.
have
Okay.
a small unit.
I didn't
You
say
shouldn't
that.
be bragging.
I mean,
You
look,
said it.
it may or may not be the case. I'm not going to publicize
Right.
my unit size. If that's
Okay.
okay with everyone.
fair enough?
You
Yeah.
gotta describe.
How about you, Jack? How
Jack,
big's your
You
unit?
got a big unit.
Usually like $20, $20 unit.
What?
And isn't that insane? Like, that's a bigger unit than my unit.
You've got a huge unit.
Jesus.
It's massive.
It's not a Rhett size unit, but
He's
geez,
strutting
Rhett's
around.
famous.
This
Yeah.
guy's strutting around.
He really is.
The
Yeah.
live studio audience we've got today, that's a huge unit over there.
Is that right?
This
I'll
guy's-
defer to you on that. Thursday. So
Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
which you've done.
Every
Attaboy.
GD Friday. It's catching on like wildfire as we go to the three
This
shot,
is
Jack.
what I wear to the beach in
This
Hawaii.
is,
I'm a Bills.
teamwork. Look at it.
If you
Yeah.
wear your Bills jersey to the beach, someone will buy you a drink.
There will be Bill's Hawaiian shirts because I've seen Jack Steeler's Hawaiian shirt. That is a
There's
must
gonna be
add.
Boomer
For,
Hawaiian shirts.
if anyone
The
wants to
shovelers on
buy
it.
for Rhett for Christmas, anyone Secret Santa for Rhett, that's what he needs.
Mm.
Hawaiian Bills shirt.
Got it.
Thank
Consider
you for
it done.
the Bears.
Opening statements on this Friday for our friends at McLeod Law, personal injury lawyers. Whatever. What is it? Give me a legal. Like you've got a
Real
bunch of stuff
estate
going
deals.
on. Yeah, real estate, marriage, divorce, theft,
Lawsuits.
Bribery.
lawsuits, bribes.
The RICO Act.
Yeah.
Rico. Jeez, that was the kid you coached last year.
What's the payments when you've
Wire fraud.
kids out of wedlock? You got to make all these alimony. There you go.
geez,
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Hey, they're going to help you out with all that stuff. Some of you have all of that, and that's an issue. You should probably talk to somebody beyond McLeod Law.
Yeah.
But if you have one or two of those, McLeod Law, great people. They're going to steer you through. McLeod-law.com. Flames come up short.
They might need lawyers. They were
Oh,
robbed.
Did they get
They were
shafted?
bamboozled?
get Peter Klein and Shane King on the case all over the league here because that's some chicanery.
Now, so we have I see we have the video. The Flames lose 4-3 in overtime. A goal from Olympian Colton Parayko.
It's not the Olympics, but yes, I hear what you're saying.
Here's Rob Thomas to the net. Great save by Vladar. Stretches
Vladdy.
out. Puck is loose. Sharangovich can't clear it. Parayko comes in with his big twig
Bends it.
Good flex.
Good flexion on the stick.
and then steers it in.
Mm-hmm.
And Vladar is saying, "What the H? I mean, I got my foot on the post. How can you come in and just start shoving my leg. How can you do it?
Now, Jack made an interesting point. Is that one-hand Pareko? Is he like in the world's strongest man this summer when in the offseason is he going to be pulling semi-trucks? One hand on a stick, he does that? Flexes the stick?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
No wonder we got him on Team Canada.
Yeah.
It's a brute.
Thank goodness he's
I
there.
like that word. Good word, Ryan.
Brute?
A brute.
Galoot.
You're a real
More galoots.
brute.
Brute.
So now I think
It's a goal. That's what I think.
everyone cried foul last night. How could this be? He pushed his. The issue that I think you have is with the rule book, not with the officials.
Yeah.
Because
is
it
this
seems like
your
the
legal
officials called
The rule book?
they called the rule book correctly with how it's written.
Well, and there was some confusion who made the call. Was this a situation room? Was this the
Oh,
referees on the ice? Ryan Huska was on.
Pike bomb, pike bomb. It's a pike bomb.
Holy, that's dense.
It's a lot. What you need to know there is
It's counted.
Hey,
it's
Jack,
a
how's this
loose.
going to look?
It's a loose puck.
Yeah.
So if you're playing the loose puck and
You can do it.
incidental contact with the goaltender will be permitted.
Yeah.
If and any goal that is scored as a result thereof will be allowed. Now, if
The next sentence is crazy, though. Sorry. Go ahead.
you go ahead. It's crazy.
What's just,
Well, keep
I don't
going.
even
No,
know.
I've-
I don't
keep
even
going.
know where you are. Read it.
He just read the first paragraph. That's good.
That's okay. In the event that a goalkeeper is being pushed into the net together with the puck by an attacking player after making a stop, the goal will be disallowed.
Isn't that exactly what happened? Dean, that second sentence?
You go back to the first,
In the event.
attempting to play a loose puck.
Yeah.
The puck was loose.
Yeah, it was.
So that's the second. If he has covered the puck and then he pushes his glove or blocker or whatever body part
It's
he
not
has,
loose.
Yeah.
if it's under his pad and then he pushes the pad in,
Sure. Yeah.
no goal. But the puck was loose.
Yeah.
He hits the puck first and then in the process of doing so hits the pad.
It's a goal.
So
And that sentence, I guess, making a stop isn't talking about a rebound on a save. It's talking about it being partially covered
That's
or covered.
right.
If
Yeah.
that's the
Stop.
interpretation,
Stop.
it's
The whistle
correct.
should be blown.
If you just say, hey, it hit his pad, that's a stop, then that sentence makes you believe it should be waved off. Either way, it would be
but it
really
says
nice.
rebound. It's a rebound situation.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I agree with you. I'm just saying if you read that once, it could be confusing.
But well, I don't think so. I think if you just read that first paragraph, all the details are there that would that would make you upset.
Oscar was upset. He wanted an explanation. Just skate it off. How dare you?
Sorry, I mean it's just we're sticklers for.
All this legal
For the
mumbo
data.
jumbo shot.
No, but
This
I think
is not what you're going to get at McLeod Law.
That is what people are talking about, though. Is well,
Yes,
what the heck, what the hell, what the H kind
Yeah.
of thing. And thank
But
goodness
people
for
like
Pike.
to bitch and whine and complain, and I think that's what.
But what did you
That's a loose puck, and he went to try and score.
Did you? Because I
Goal.
wasn't. I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't realize that was the letter of the law. Did you think when you saw it, goal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it
This
should have
is-
been no goal, but it was one of those where you look at it, you're like, the league has called this both ways. Like if we go through the history of time, like this is going to be a coin flip, and this is the problem with the league, the way the league's run is that is a very wishy-washy interpretation call. If he comes in with way more force, they wave that thing off every time. If he's barreling in really hard with two hands on his stick and Vladar goes flying in, they're gonna be like, nope, that's goalie interference. But it's one hand. Like it's all these areas of gray we're living in here. That's
the
my
nice thing for a guy like Pinder on this particular play is he can, if we want to take one side, he can
I can pivot here.
absolutely do the
I'm
other
easily
side.
pivot
You know
to
what
the
I
other
mean?
side. No sweat.
So you say I thought it was a goal, and then
I
he can
say
say it's
potato,
gray, and it's
you
been called a
say-
bunch of different
But
ways.
if he said no goal, I'm like, well, I don't know, Rhett. I've seen that called a goal.
well, if you look
before.
at the letter of the law, it's pretty clear right there.
like, I mean, read that first. Don't
Clearly
read
the puck
second
is
paragraph.
loose.
Read the first paragraph.
What is your problem?
Come on, Rhett?
So anyway,
They lost
they lose.
4 goals against. Come on, Vladar, you sieve.
That was the thing.
Trade him.
As soon as you type 3-3, you're screwed because
Yeah,
all you can
can't
do is
get
get to
above
the
it.
shootout.
As
You're
soon
not
as they
gonna-
got
can't
to
get
3,
4.
you're done.
Cooked.
What is that number now?
24 games in a row. They've not got to 4 goals. That's incredible. There's no one. I bet you the next streak of any length is half that in the league this year.
24 games.
Isn't
How
that
many
wild?
have they
We're
played?
talking
27.
about history book here.
So they score 6 in
We're working
Vancouver
towards-
opening night. with
Uh-huh.
The crazy comeback. They come home and was it Philly on opening night? I'm trying to remember. They
Yep.
blow the doors off them with 6. And then they score 4 in Edmonton to win 4-1. They're 3-0 to start the year. Since then, they have not scored 4 and they have 1 road win. And they're 10-9-4 or something like that over that stretch. It's insane. They're actually like above 500. You'd think that'd be like a death sentence if you couldn't score 4 for a month and a half.
It's a 3-2 league, Ryan.
It used to be. I don't
Thanks,
know anymore.
thanks, D.
It was when you played, Daryl.
Appreciate that.
3-2
Yeah.
league.
Yeah.
So aside from that, what did we? Is there a
Oh, they show Moxie again. They're down 2, right?
Mhm.
Like they do this all the time.
outshot them by a ton in the third?
Good third, apparently. Everyone liked the third. And people liked Uyghur, big tying goal.
Uyghur was really good last night.
Now, when you say apparently,
Wow, look, if you're
What is-
asking me what kind of microscope I watched the game with, it was
Okay.
a very blurry bottom of a bottle. So, yeah. I mean, look, you love to see the young guys scoring, and a lot of teams that have the talent level of the Flames don't have this work ethic, and down by 2, they'd pack it in. Like Chicago just fired their coach yesterday.
they did.
This is a team that's working hard, that there is a talent gap every time they play, it seems. Like St. Louis has got better players. They're not even a playoff team. And this team didn't quit down 2-0.
We've got Dregs coming in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you, the Chicago firing?
Yes.
Yes.
They tried to lose for 2 years. And then this year, all of a sudden, we're going to be good. It's like, it doesn't work like that. Like, what you think it's just, we're going to.
It's got to be more because Bedard's struggling. I see it almost, and I've said it before, sorry for interrupting you, but it's almost that where my buddy was coaching them in Regina.
Yeah.
And
Expectations.
he stopped scoring. And it's like, okay, why is this kid not scoring? And I don't know that it's because of the coach, but
The owner
it might
said
be part of it.
it was either owner or president said there are expectations that haven't been met. And you're like, holy shit. Like you literally were actively trying to be bad for the last 2 years. Why all of a sudden is like last place crazy to you? Because your roster is a last place type roster.
I texted a guy.
I mean, I'm curious
Texted a
who
guy real close to
Like who's good that they brought in?
or who is going to be the replacement? Because there, it doesn't always be parallels between situations. But in Chicago, when they're going through the last set of stars, Patrick Kane is a young player. Denny Savard is the coach. They fired
Mhm.
Denny Savard,
That's right. Q.
but then it's Joel Quenneville coming in, who's one of the winningest coaches even at that
But
time.
yeah.
So I mean, even if it's Montgomery, if there's some other coach who's out there that has a tremendous resume that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
then so I'm curious, where are they going?
It's a good point.
Rockford.
Oh dear. If they had hired Montgomery, I get this a bit,
right.
but they didn't. Because the Blues, you see what's happened.
Yeah.
They've got better coaching. It was nothing against the interim guy that ended up getting a 2-year deal that wasn't even making that much money. But
Didn't they do this before in Chicago where they brought in the Calgary guy?
yeah, the
The
youngster.
28-year-old.
Mhm.
He was younger than Seabrook. I think he was still getting paid there.
Can never remember his
I know he never can. It's hilarious. He was on that famous World Junior team, the best one ever.
Islanders.
Yeah, exactly.
We're terrible. at
We're
this.
really bad at that. But like, why
Colleton.
were
Jeremy Colleton.
Why were expectations so high?
Let me see.
You can't talk about it.
Can I
This
can
is my source.
from
I
an
don't-
unnamed source.
Unnamed sources.
This is an unnamed source regarding outgoing coach Luke
It's
Richardson.
allowed to quote this, but it's just unnamed.
No one will ever know who this could be. Any
Well, I don't think it's. I don't know if we need to read, but it's,
great guy.
Yes.
that's relevant.
Yeah. Few mistakes that have been happening that just can't happen.
Mm.
Played the other night down by 2 late in the game with 4 skaters for 30 seconds. So there's maybe some fundamental
details.
things, just
Yeah.
maybe not a
Well,
good assistant guy, right? Maybe one of those guys, not as
Well,
first head
gig.
coaching gig, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't understand where the patience went.
You're digging deeper into it.
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
get
bigger
it. Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
If there aren't expectations, you can live with that.
But
But they
then-
thought they'd be good this year. I think that's the challenge here.
Wow, yeah.
I don't know why they thought they'd be good. Like, does Tyler
The
Bertuzzi
source
put you over
goes
the
in
top?
here
Like, what are we
to
talking
say
about?
that we could use it? I don't know if that's
yeah.
when you're this far away. It's easy to say let it continue. What difference does it make? And
They're trying to sell tickets. Yeah, I get
and
it.
what's the? I don't know.
We'll talk to our
What's
insider.
the standard of expectation? Right, like it's fine to say, well, we're not going to win, but the work ethic,
Right.
the details, are they all been placed so that a year from now, 2 years, all that's going?
Do we have our insider right now or
We
not?
do.
yet? Okay, let's get to it.
We go to the Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. If you're a barn burner, Hey, you're
Yeah.
Barney.
Barney?
New hot water heater, AC or furnace, you'll receive discounts and upgrades up to $1,000 in value. And Crystal Waters are here to help. Solutions for all budgets, including financing and affordable payment plans. Do not put it off. Call them now, 403-219-4100, or go online at crystalclearcalgary.com. TSN and Barnburner. Hockey insider Darren Dreger. Good morning, Dregs.
Hey guys, good morning. Lot going on this morning. I'm just
Isn't there?
We haven't even gotten to the Rangers shitstorm. That's insane what's
Yeah,
happening.
I know. So if I look distracted,
Oh, you're good.
I normally sound distracted. I can appreciate that. Every Friday I feel like I get 1,000 things going on, but today, there's a lot going on, but I'm here for it, man. I mean, we always talk about the idea of trade scenarios and bigger names in play and all that, and it almost never comes to fruition in the first half of the regular season. But the stuff that, we saw happen between Columbus and Minnesota with Juracek going to the Wild, and now everything swirling around the New York Rangers, it's not just made up. It's not trade fodder. It's not speculation. This is legit, real hands-on stuff. So if you're in the insider world, kind of gets the juices flowing. It's a good day.
We'll get to the Rangers stuff just because we were talking about the firing of Luke Richardson with the Chicago Blackhawks. And like I would say, there's not necessarily a parallel, but you go back when Kane and Taves are young and Denny Savard gets let go. But Joel Quenneville is an established NHL guy. He comes in, and then, as we know, the rest is kind of history.
Right.
Were you a little surprised about this? Like we were saying, what are the expectations? Are they performing so far below expectations? Are they that unhappy? I guess just thoughts on that, and now where they go from here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of all of the above. Where they go from here is with Sorensen until the end of the year. At least that's what Blackhawks management is sharing to those in trust publicly. And then they'll look at what the open market presents. I mean, right now, if you want to look at it, Todd McClellan is out there. He's interviewed for a bunch of different jobs, still hasn't got hired. Jay Woodcroft, got dispatched early by the Edmonton Oilers. Again, I'm told he's an excellent interview. Hasn't been hired. Joel, you talked about him. But I think what a lot of teams are going to do, and I want to lump Boston into this mix, hey, maybe Joe Sacco earns the job outright with the work that he does in Boston. If not, then you again look at the open market in the offseason. What if Pittsburgh doesn't continue to grow the way they are right now, right? Could we see a Mike Sullivan pop into play at the end of the year? I think you could. I'm not predicting that happening, but I think it's plausible, obviously, given everything that's gone on with the Penguins. So maybe that's what these teams are holding out hope for. But to just bring it back to Chicago, I understand the business has been in a long, long time. And I understand that as a general manager, again, based on what I said a couple of minutes ago about how difficult it is to make meaningful trades. So one of the few options you have is firing your coach. But when you do it once and then you do it twice or you do it multiple times, guess what? You chip away your own foundation as general manager of that organization. So, Kyle Davidson didn't want to fire Luke Richardson. I'm sure there was a level of pressure on him from above. Chicago is a win now kind of market, even though we know where the Blackhawks sit in their rebuild. But it also feels like a little bit of inexperience at play here, because what I know of Luke Richardson, good coach. And I expect that Luke will be on a bench, maybe not this year. I mean, I think he's got another year left in his deal. But because of the pressure, because of Kyle's inability, and I'm not blaming him, it's just so hard. That roster is flawed. That's not Luke Richardson's fault. I mean, the crown jewel, as we know, is Connor Bedard. He's sagging a little bit in his play this year. So I think it just all compiled. But it kind of feels like the next hire in Chicago, and I said this on Toronto and Montreal radio this morning, and I'm not advocating for Ken Holland, but it feels like they need a little bit more experience in senior management or above in Chicago to steer this thing the right way. And maybe that's, Davidson stays on as general manager, but you bring in a guy like Kenny who's decorated and he occupies the president's role, and you try and get the multiple pieces that are going to be part of a puzzle, including the hiring of a coach in the offseason. We'll see what they do.
That's interesting parallels too. When Ken Holland came into Edmonton, they had more pieces than Chicago, but they were in that we've got a young superstar. How are we not more competitive? There's some similarities there. That's interesting you float his name.
Well, only because I'm looking around the league and I'm seeing what other teams have done. You know, look at the Montreal Canadiens, right? As their rebuild kicked into gear, they hired Jeff Gorton. And then Jeff Gorton hired an agent who he trusted deeply in Kent Hughes. Well, it's a two-headed monster. It's a very difficult job to manage everything that you have to manage around an NHL organization. So when you've got experience and you've got a proven resume like that, and hey, look, Kenny Holland wants to be with a club again. I'm not so sure he wants to take on a mammoth task of, you know, again, getting the Chicago Blackhawks back on the rails. But to your point, you know, when you've got some good, young, talented assets to work with to potentially expedite a retool, renovation, rebuild, maybe that does keep the juices flowing for him. We'll see. Nobody's told me that. It just, when I saw that, I went, holy smokes. Like, that doesn't seem like a Kyle Davidson decision. That seems like the Wirtz family or someone above saying, okay, our ticket sales are going off the rails here, whatever. We got to do something to show the fan base that we're paying attention. And sorry, Luke, but that's on you. You're getting the crosshairs here.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of laughing because we all know what it's like in crazy sports markets.
Yeah.
From afar, we can sit here. It's like, well, Bedard is sagging. You go to the markets, they're stunting his growth. They're ruining this kid, right? Like,
he's cooked.
You can fly off the handle. Okay, well, they got to fire the coach. So, yeah, we move on.
Yeah.
Crazy morning in Manhattan. Or did you want to?
No, and I was going to, what you're bringing up, I just was going to say, is that ownership as well?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Chris Drury, hardline stance. Jacob Trouba, we've heard his name for almost a year now, going back to last year. He's the captain. He's basically been, it looks like he's been told to stay home, accept the trade, or get ready for waivers.
Jeez.
It looks like this ends messy for the Rangers and Trouba.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's messy already. It's not how it's going to end. It's been messy for a long time.
Yeah.
And I guess what I wonder about here is I have an appreciation for both sides. I do understand and appreciate the cutthroat approach here by Chris Drury and the New York Rangers. But you know what? You doled out the contracts and, you know, you gave the players the money. You gave the players the contract protection that they had. Now, granted, Kreider and Jacob Trouba, some of that protection was lifted around July 1st, I guess, when they had to submit their 15-team no trade. But it feels like what's going on here now today is a sense of, okay, Columbus wants you. Detroit is trying to figure out how they make the money work. There's rumor of Buffalo. There's rumor of the Anaheim Ducks kicking tires on this guy. Well, I mean, I haven't talked to Kurt Overhart, who represents Jake Trouba or Trouba directly. We know that his preference was to go west, but it was to go west in the offseason. If he's not willing to accept a trade to Columbus because they're on his no-fly zone or any of the teams that I mentioned, if you're Chris Drury, what stops you from going, okay, well, then I'm putting you on waivers at 2:00 Eastern.
And he did it with Barclay Goodrow, right? Just to remind people.
Oh, yeah. It happened with Goodrow not that long ago, last June, right?
Yeah, and that's almost an identical thing, right? He had no trade, but not a no move.
Yeah.
So he said, fine, we'll put you on waivers. And then he got claimed. So,
but again, this is the swagger of the brand of the New York Rangers and the great city that New York can be for some, not for everybody, for some. And I'm talking about players here, right? Because I would think, Rhett, correct me if I'm wrong, players talk a lot. And, you know, now there's this fantasy out there that, well, maybe Jacob Trouba is a bad dude.
Yeah.
And that's BS.
Yeah.
He's not that. He's a hard-working player. His game may not be what it once was, but he's still a very effective player. And I'm told he's a terrific leader. He's an excellent captain, right? So then why would you want to do that to a player like that? Because you don't think that gets around? Of course it gets around. Yeah. Players talk about that stuff and free agency rolls around. And if you don't have the lure of Manhattan working in your corner, why the hell would you go there? Like, and you don't think Igor Shesterkin is sitting there going,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sickened by this. Yeah. This is disgusting to me. They didn't have to go and do it this way. Now that's a good point about Trouba. And if he's not, but you have to handle this completely different. You're blowing up a team that went to the semifinals last year.
Yeah.
And for what? These guys are going to get pissed and
struggling right now too, though. That's probably part of it. Hey,
yeah,
Greg?
but that's
basically
exactly
since these
what
rumors came out. To be fair,
yeah. But look, again, we always think of contract extensions, especially when you're talking about top end guys, and Igor Shesterkin, as we know, is elite. And you're looking at the 8-year maximum contract he might get from the New York Rangers. Well, they've offered that. It's been speculated on what the money might look like. You think Igor Shesterkin and his agent are sitting there going, "Ooh, well, we gotta find a way, because that 8th year matters." That 8th year doesn't mean a damn thing. Doesn't mean anything. He goes to the open market. Okay, he gets a maximum 7 years, but maybe it's to a team that has a tax friendlier scenario. So he's getting money back there, and he's going to bet on himself. He's going to say, okay, I feel like I look after myself. I'm going to be great for the next 7 years. And then I'm going to sign a 1-year deal with the team of my choice when that deal expires for $10 million or whatever it is. And I'll recoup whatever.
$130 million, Dregs. He can say whatever he wants.
Exactly. So that's why I always, when people speculate and talk about, oh no, but the Rangers are the only team that can hold them for 8 years, so they have the hammer. No, that's not the way Igor Shesterkin is thinking. That's not the way his agent is thinking. And Igor Shesterkin, even though I'm sure, the Russian players love New York, right? Yeah. They just love. He doesn't want to go anywhere. So, in and of itself, that might be enough. But from what I understand, what I'm told, he's a heck of a teammate as well. And I'm pretty sure he's not liking what's going on with Jake Trouba, with Chris Kreider, with now Zibanejad's name is out there. I mean, go down the list.
What it doesn't, so it, none of it makes sense to me. Again, I go back to, they've built this team. They've had success. They've got a superstar goaltender. They go to the semifinals last year. Kreider was Messier revered last year in the playoffs. Now you got 3 of their top guys, and yeah, they're older, but that's what good teams have, is the older guys could be stars on your team. Now none of them are any good.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like,
here?
what is going on in that? Like, it doesn't make sense, other than an owner that's pissed off. Is the room falling apart? Did something go on in the room? Because those are the things that the only questions or concerns that might cause something like this.
Yeah, and look, this is just me, and I've never been inside a room in a playing capacity, so I don't understand it. But I think back in the day, Rhett, when you played, and I got to choose my words carefully, because I'm not trying to sewer any of today's player, but you can hold players. Yeah, but you can hold players accountable in different ways back in your day, right? Where you could say something to a player, a coach to a player, a GM, any of that, and it would be hurtful. Like, it would be downright hurtful. But you'd find a way as a group, if you had good leadership, to pull it all together. And it almost didn't matter at times what the coach was saying, or certainly not what the media was saying. You just find a way, if you had a good core, to pull yourself out of the muck. And I think that today's player is a bit more sensitive to that. But I think that this is also then a misread by Rangers management to think that taking this approach with Trouba and with Kreider and Zibanejad and some of the others, and the only reason why is because they have contracts like Keandre Miller and other guys that they've got to address from a cap perspective, right? Okay. But isn't that a big misread from just a cultural perspective, to think that those guys and what you're doing to these guys and their families isn't going to matter to the rest of the group? I don't know how it can.
I can't think of a team treating their captain this poorly. Like, maybe I'm missing something in history, but like, this is their captain, and he's been hanging on a flagpole for 6 months.
I was okay with it at the draft in the offseason.
You have to talk business.
Yeah. I mean, okay, at that point he had a no move. So he controls the process. But again, you can have those conversations as a general manager. In fact, you're obligated to have those conversations regardless of what the contract protection is. But this has just been nasty.
And is it just about contracts and moving forward? And if it is, then you've effed that up on your own. Like, that's a on your plates type of deal. And now you're gonna. So it's Zibanejad and Kreider and Trouba. Those are the guys.
Well, Kako, Lindgren. I mean, go down the list. I think that Drury is, aside from what we could project to be just guys that are unavailable. That seems to be the growing list that they're swirling around. But again, try and make sense of it. I still think Jacob Trouba has game, and I do think that's why there is some interest. The money that's attached to him makes it apprehensive and difficult for any top team to engage. But Chris Kreider was just named to Team USA in the Four Nations Faceoff, which could be the Team USA of all Team USAs, given the talent pool that they. So he's one of the best American players in today's game, but he's not a guy that you want to continue to build on with the New York Rangers.
This is my question too. Then, right? Like, is it moves right now to help them win today?
It's got to be. They're in their win.
A little of both, I think. Yeah,
and everyone else in the league is going, wait a minute, what's going on in New York?
Yeah.
Well, and that's how it gets to guys like me, right? Is then you get other club execs are like, something going on with Kreider off ice.
What am I missing?
Like, what's going on here? Like, okay, maybe a bit of a slow start, but lots of guys on that Ranger team haven't played up to their standard. But that doesn't mean you throw them out there in a text message that offers them up as a trade option. Like, what's going on?
Finals. You're like.
I saw someone mentioning online this morning is, well, how could Drury do this? Well, he was the captain and he got bought out. Yeah. So there's and then there's James Dolan, right? He is Dolan is, remember, he cleaned out the front office because they wouldn't send out a press release the right way or the way he wanted it. I think there's a lot of layers there, but I think everybody is definitely on the same page that this is seems, especially for a guy who hasn't run a foul. His play has maybe dropped off, but that happens to every player.
Yeah.
It's pretty aggressive.
It's also headed into bizarro land now too, right? Like Larry Brooks, who's an honored Hall of Famer, excellent reporter for the New York Post, entrenched with, the New York Rangers, kind of weirdly floated the Brady Tkachuk rumor, right?
Yes.
Well, I didn't see it, but I was alerted to it. And then almost immediately my phone rings and the Ottawa Senators are like, wait a minute. Going on here? Yeah. That is not true, not happening. We've got nothing going on with the New York Rangers. But again, Boomer, you talked about how it's getting messy in New York. Now it's messy, and it appears that the Rangers wanted to get messy in other cities and other franchises.
Well, and you know what? I'm looking at the Metro, and Rhett gives me a hard time because I keep talking about the Capitals. I just can't believe they're doing what they're doing. They're tied for the lead in the Metro. So you've got Washington, New Jersey, and Carolina all with 17 wins, 36, 36, 35 points. Rangers are back at 27.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they can't catch that top three, then they're fighting for a wild card.
But you have to have faith in your team, right? This team has been very good for a number of years. If at the start of the year, I don't know if you went to Bet365 and looked at the odds of winning a cup, it's not like they were in the bottom third.
No, they'd be top
This is
five.
a very talented squad, and I to me, it feels like sitting in Calgary on not paying that close, but from the outside looking in, it looks like a group that has the owners. There's a big disconnect between what ownership management want and what guys in the room are trying to do.
Yeah, look, I mean, the Dolan family and James Dolan, I mean, we know he's a very hands-on owner. And hey, when you've got the bucks that he has, and he invests deeply here, like it's not like these guys are treated poorly. All the creature comforts are top shelf. Tops in the National Hockey League around MSG. They really are. So he does invest and expects a contending team on a year in and year out basis. Now that's unrealistic. We know how cyclical it can be in the NHL. I guess, again, if I were a player, what would disappoint me the most isn't this the time? Most general managers, Craig Conroy included, and I mean, this guy, Connie's a media-friendly dude. He is. But most general managers try and pick their spots when it comes to meeting with the media. I know Kevin Adams, either he just met or was about to meet with media in Buffalo, just because, right? There were some requests. Maybe the better approach by Drury would have been meet the media like 2-3 weeks ago. Just meet the media. Yeah, we're not happy. Explain what your situation is, what you're trying to do, the pressures that you're facing, and maybe show the room that you got their back.
Yes.
As a GM, I've got your back. Don't believe what you read out there. Of course, we're open to everything. And maybe if the right deal is presented, we're going to have to make what could be perceived as an unpopular decision. But until that happens, I believe in this group because I know what this group is capable of. Instead, you've got all of this kind of seedy business happening around this team, and it's a tough one. It's a tough
Respected Cup winner, Barclay Goodrow, with a no trade. They backdoor him through waivers to San Jose, get him where they want him to go. Captain, 6+ months being hung out to dry by the organization. A guy that's been a great soldier, great teammate, and is still a year and a half away from free agency. And now you go drop through, the most connected journalist around your team, Brady Tkachuk's name in the media. Like,
yeah,
I understand it's New York, but there'll be a lot of agents pissed off at Chris Drury for the last few weeks here.
Well, and look, Brady Tkachuk will be pissed off. The Tkachuk
unless he wants out of there, yeah.
How do you just decide that you can do that? Well, I'm going to target a guy on another team. What?
Yeah, and look, I'm sure that Steve Stales and Travis Green, and I think I saw Ian Mendez, who is now head of PR for the Ottawa Senators, tweet his definition of whopper, which is one of the words that Brooks used in his tweet, and it's not very flattering. But anyway, now they're putting out fires in Ottawa, right? And I'm sure Stales is going to have to go down the hall, or or Travis is going to have to go back to Brady and say, look, we have no idea where this is coming from. However, it's not true. And, every time Brady's name is surfaced, that's what we do, right? You got to source it out. You got to make sure that what is being speculated is true or it's untrue. You don't always have to report on it, but every time we've checked, because there's been a few Brady Tkachuk rumors in the last year plus, the message is always the same. He's not looking to get out of Ottawa. He's not. He's looking to be the leader that he is in leading this team into the playoffs and then beyond. Now, that could change in a year or two with the contract and everything else. That happens. That is the business side of the NHL. But to get dropped out there like this in that fashion, that's tough on the player.
Curious about Vancouver. We talked about them, I think it was maybe yesterday. I was kind of, JT Miller and with Thatcher Demko kind of uncertain. And these guys,
Chronic.
It's what happens when those guys come back. They've been doing okay without them. I guess hearing anything on JT Miller, we see his inclusion on the Four Nations roster for the Americans. And it sounds like Demko is actually close.
Sure. Yeah. But it's been sounding that way for a while. I've stopped asking about Thatcher, and this isn't a knock on him. I think like a lot of clubs, they want to make sure that they give him as much time as humanly possible. And last time I checked, which is probably going on 10 days now, a management source there told me he just needs more reps to get up to speed. Well, I don't know how many more reps the guy needs to get up to speed, but they're obviously not going to push him. I wasn't surprised to see JT Miller's name on the U.S. roster. And I mean, it would have been on there automatically, regardless of his play this year. Just historically, he's the driver. He is, and they expect it to be a real competitive tournament. But without knowing that they got to JT directly, I'm sure they did. That's just the style of Billy Guerin. I mean, reportedly, didn't he fly to Detroit to have the face-to-face with Patty Kane to say, here's why we don't have you on? I mean, that's just a class act by an NHL GM and the GM of Team USA. I think they feel like automatically if JT is back and he's good to go and everybody believes, including JT, that he will be back, he should be on that team.
Okay, and in terms of the chronics out on the back end, are they looking for D, or are they just going to have to go the many, weeks, months without?
Yeah, it's weeks for sure. What they say, 8 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely in the market for a defenseman. For sure they are. Maybe this gives them a little bit more flexibility to do a little bit more big game hunting. But again, when we look at the available D, it's real tough to pinpoint. There's some interesting, intriguing names out there. Ristolainen with the Philadelphia Flyers, although Philadelphia is back in the mix again. They're shopping for high level return on asset. But the Roanoke situation does amplify it a little bit I would say, going into the season. The Vancouver Canucks were a team that were looking for an upgrade on defense and wanted to add, worst case, a third line center. And I don't think that anything has changed there. So on the short term, they're going to have to work with what they have internally. but no doubt Patrick Galvin is in a lot of conversations.
How are the Leafs out there? We don't talk about them a whole ton, but boy,
because they're not struggling. It doesn't matter to you guys when they win. You just like when
That's
they're
true. Yeah.
on the mat. They're doing pretty well, to be fair. I mean, you know, we saw the show that Marner and Matthews put on against the Nashville Predators in the third period. I mean, Berube finally put them back together, and they took off like a rocket in that third period. So they'll match up tonight. I'm sure they'll be the first line out against the Washington Capitals. Injury-wise, that's the only thing that's kind of giving it to the Leafs right now. But they should get Domi back next week, Bobby McMahon back next week. I believe McCabe was back on the ice today, but I'm not sure how he feels and whether he'll be ready to go tonight.
No, the reason I ask is we were kind of Nazem Kadri's name comes up and linked there, so of course we're gonna be asked about it and kind of deal with it. And it's I don't know how we were talking. I don't know how that trade gets made. Who has to
who's helping
compensate who's helping who, and and is that where they need the help?
Yeah, I was saying the D and goaltending has been very good. Now, is it unsustainably good? Is that the strength of the team? Is second line center their biggest need? We kind of batted that around. You see more than we do.
Yeah, I don't see second line center. I think a 3-4, like a fourth line guy, a fourth line center who can play, third line minutes when needed might help them. They've got a lot of time for the kid Fraser Minton called up from the American League right now, so they may have that option internally moving forward. But Treliving's going to have his hands full. I just mentioned all those guys that are coming back. It feels to me that Toronto long-term can have the likes of Nick Robertson, Connor Dewar, and Pontus Holmberg in their lineup. I mean, with the depth that they have, that's just not good enough. So I do think third, fourth line center is something they'll look at. And Calgary's not going to do that. I just don't know. Like if Calgary's doing that, it's because they're getting Easton Cowan or somebody, that is going to help them longer term. And I just don't know why the Flames would consider anything like that.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, Kadri signs here because he's sold that they're a contender, and they literally packaged Sean Monahan, who's a hurt bag at the time, with a first to make the room for Kadri. It was a short-term work contender move. Now, it didn't pan out that way, but he's now locked into a 7-year deal in a market where they're in the very early stages of a rebuild, whatever R word you want to use. I just wonder at what point, he's 34. There's going to be diminishing returns as we move forward. His best self is probably right now. Like, maybe wouldn't he rather be on a contender? And how do you make that deal happen with the term left?
Yeah, and I think he would have to initiate that, he being Nazem. And every time I've checked with the agent Darren Ferris, because these rumors do surface, right? Yeah, fairly frequently, I would say. And based on what you've just presented, there's reason to wonder about that. But the message that I get back is no, he likes Calgary. He's not looking for a change. Now, if you get closer to March 7th and the Flames are a non-playoff team and there's a legit Stanley Cup contender that has interest, maybe his view is different. But as we have the conversation today, I don't get that sense. But a lot can change in a short period of time.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Connie's whole stance on everything is just just play out and have to make decisions by early March.
Yeah, for Conroy, it's like vacation time compared to last year.
Oh my God, last year
the phone calls he'd have been having for all those UFAs, right? This is a breeze for Connie for sure.
I got $9 a year.
Yeah, and Connie's working, right? I mean, all general managers are, but I checked in with Calgary this morning just because I always want to be fresh. I always want to be on top of it for you guys, right? Now it's dead quiet, and we know what he's looking for. He's looking for a center, to augment what he has, not to backfill what he might do. And anything of value just isn't out there, isn't available right now.
Appreciate you. How'd things out at the lake? Did we get things taken care of? I never
cold.
did.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, more or less. Waiting for a part though. So they've got most of the issue resolved. So the pipes aren't freezing. None of that is happening. But there is a part on back order that the plumber assures me will. Zimmer's his last name, by the way.
Of course,
yeah, must be. Yeah.
Are they snowmobiling that in? How does that get to you?
What's that?
They snowmobiling the part in or what?
Well, it's coming from Brandon. Yeah, it could be. It's coming from Brandon, so you never know.
You never. Hey,
certainly not Canada Post.
Yeah, you never know. You know what? They'll have all that insulation and that to keep the pipes from freezing. It'll be in by March.
Yeah, perfect.
No problem.
Better be in before that.
Have a great weekend, and I know you'll be chasing all these
Yeah.
rumors. Good luck with that.
All right, guys. You too. Have a
Appreciate
good
it.
weekend.
There you go. Darren Dreger,
See ya.
TSN Hockey Insider, our insider here on the Insider Hotline for Crystal Waters. Plumbing and heating. Don't put it off. We understand, I don't know how much it's going to cost. Well, this is not something you want to put off. You would run out of hot water. You have no heat in your house. That is not good. Crystal Waters is here to help not only with fixing the problem, but helping you out as well. Financing, affordable payment plans are all set up through Crystal Waters. So no matter your budget, they will be set up for you. And hey, if you're a barn burner listener, watcher,
Barney.
water heater, AC, furnace, discounts and upgrades up to $1,000.
That's 1K.
Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Call 403-219-4100 or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com.
See, if Dregs was in Calgary with this vacation spot, we could be all over him. But I don't know that, rural Manitoba's in the Crystal Waters catchment. If you know what I mean.
There's a good question, actually. Does
Yeah.
anyone own a Calgary vacation home?
Does someone travel here?
I would
live-
keep one for Stampede.
I live in New York City, and I'll be damned if I'm not going to spend at least a few months a year.
Yeah, it's nice to get away.
If you came for July, August, there's worse places.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm being a bit cheeky, but
Canmore for sure. You'd have
Canmore.
a nice mountain.
yeah, but that's the mountains. I'm talking about Calgary.
Did
Is it a-
Tkachuk keep a condo for Stampede every year? This is the question we're asking. Come back and party for a week.
Nenshi?
Yeah. Freaking Nenshi.
Did Nenshi keep his place?
Still here, right?
Doesn't he live here still?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how he got so popular on the show.
What are you giggling about over there? Order us the pizza. It's Friday.
Yeah, we're hungry, Jack.
You
We're
cheating,
hungover. Get us some
sniveling
food. Let's go.
Oh, and pay my bill. Still haven't paid that.
Jeez.
Have you not paid your bill? It was Tuesday night.
Shut up. If you were any kind of human being, you'd have just paid it and said, you owe me X.
It is quite interesting that I've become the victim here when you walked out on your bill.
I
It was
forgot.
my responsibility to clean up your mess.
No. It's not your responsibility. That's my good pal Retro. I'll take care of this for him and he can pay me back because I'm not good for it.
You're absolutely good for it. I should have done that in hindsight, but I had a wheel to go and I was so excited. My Uber had just arrived. I was hustling. It didn't even occur to me.
So it sounds real good, that wheel.
It was a great
Jack.
meal. God, it was unbelievable. Got home, hammered a slice, the rest in the fridge.
You know what?
Oh, fridge pizza the next
I'm
morning.
ordering.
Ken's got an idea here for
Hell
you.
with this. What?
Put Pinder on waivers.
Yes, Ken. Thank you.
I'm not too worried about a claim. Do I get to keep making money?
Yeah, what time do you clear tomorrow?
If I can-
Then we'll
yeah.
deal with it then.
Can I make the money and not show up? I'm
Jack,
okay with
let's
that.
change the mood and the tone and the tenor. Let's talk about the top shelf elf.
Oh,
Let's do it.
yeah.
Christmas is around the
Do some
corner.
damn giving, people.
And we are very fortunate. We have aligned ourselves with some great sponsors, but also a great charity. Closer to Home is the name of the charity, and they have a little thing that they call the Adopt a Family Christmas campaign. And what they do is they accept cash donations and then purchase gift cards for families who have applied. They've gone through the channels and everything, but families that otherwise would not have a Christmas, or it would be very, very lean, very thin. They then will grocery stores, shopping malls, department stores, get gift cards, distribute those to the needy families so then they can go out and purchase the gifts and things to have Christmas. It's tremendous. And that's the part I've said it over and over again. I think that's the best part. Rather than just showing up, here's some pre-wrapped gifts, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
It's very kind, and that's better than not getting. But obviously, when you can go out and enjoy the hunting for the gift and the anticipation, knowing what's in the package on Christmas morning. So that is a great idea from Closer to Home. So here's what we've done. Third year in a row, it's the Top Shelf Elf. We have a number of different auction items and experiences. Let's roll through them. We're a week away. What's the
Friday, I think, is of next week is when we'll
7
close.
days, 5 hours.
Yeah, there you go.
So you got some time, but I would say,
What are you waiting for?
well, yeah, I mean,
Lollygaggers.
don't be a lollygag.
Do not be a lollygag.
Nope.
Start us off, Jack. We're going to run through the gamut here because we haven't
Been a few
Crave
days.
cupcakes. Oh, baby. If you're unfamiliar with Crave, I don't know what you've been doing.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry about your coma. That's a shame.
They
Hope
have,
you're all right.
I never know which to, because you get the little ones,
Yeah, they're good.
kind of the 2 bite size or bite size, let's be honest. Or you can get the bigger ones. Either way, you're doing all right. I don't know how they
talking about.
I don't know how they make
Big ones.
so moist.
Careful.
And then so good. So there you go. It's a birthday bundle from Crave, a Calgary institution. And you get a gift card. It's basically, if you're going to set up a birthday, look at all this stuff.
Cake stands.
Because I guarantee you don't have paper
birthday banner.
streamers. You don't have a birthday banner or a cake topper or an enamel pin or a cupcake sticker or candles. You don't have that.
Nope.
It's a party in a bag here.
So what it is, you buy it now. Maybe, I don't know anybody that's having a birthday. I bet if you wait about a year, they're going to have a birthday in that time.
Yeah, my friends don't have birthdays this
The
week.
shoveler can't figure that out because the kids' birthdays always sneak up, and it's
Really?
like,
It's
what are
weird.
we doing for a party?
Yeah, what are we doing? Well, what you do is you put a bid in on this here, and then it's all
Just like
taken care
this?
of. And then whenever it happens,
Oh, did
January-
it just go up?
March, April, June, Feb,
Did it just go up?
I'm not sure.
Somebody bid something?
So you go in there, place your bid, and you'll be set up. So that's the birthday bundle from Crave. Delicious.
Yeah, that's good. Now this is if Crave, maybe you're thinking like, oh, my wife would love that. No, this is for the dads, the men out there. Get your garage sorted, Dan.
Store wall, it's the slat wall that you see. It's how do you get your garage so organized? They got stuff everywhere. Well, they come and they put the slat wall on the side, and then you've got hooks. And I'm trying to think of what, because I've got the store wall in my
Baskets and
garage.
stuff.
Yeah, there's baskets, shelving, hooks. There's a ton of different stuff. So I have, maybe you don't have a bunch of skis or sporting goods. You got more. It's
Storage.
so whatever it is, they're going to walk you through it, and you're going to be amazed at how this can change your garage. Personal installation. What is that number there? $800 worth of accessories.
This is a theft right now.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Go into the description because it will have all the details when you go into, and again, the website, nationgear.ca. Nationgear.ca, click the auction tab, and then you'll find all this stuff. But go into the descriptor there for the store wall pack, and you'll find everything that's in there. Current bid $325. That is a bargain.
Dude, valued over $3K. Are you kidding me? Let's go, fellas.
So this is tremendous.
Get your garage sorted. I got to start bidding on this
Yeah.
one. My garage is a disaster.
Gear Valet is in. Do you have a stinky sporting team? Have you got
Sure do. Everyone
bid
does.
to win a Gear Valet service for a hockey team? 16 players, 2 goalies.
All the gear.
I mean, and the older the kids get, the stinkier they get. So
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They get dumber and stinkier.
Yeah.
I believe, if I'm correct.
Which is a combo
Yeah,
that
it's deadly.
is to be feared for sure. So thank you to Gear Valet. That is up for grabs as well. That's auction item number 5. It says there, item 5.
It's cool. They just pick it up and drop it back off. What
Yeah.
is that?
Well, I mean, check out the descriptor. There's our friends at Richmond's Pub.
Oh, yeah.
Been hearing all about this pizza.
God, it's good.
They're getting their pizza from there. And restaurant Porch, $100 Porch gift card, $100 Richmond's Pub gift card. Current bid is $125.
Fellas, do the
Fellas.
math here.
Scroll down a little.
Let's see if you're
What are you looking for their address to?
RW. 11:08 a.m. All right, I see you working, Rhett. Atta boy.
Is that how? I don't know.
This,
Just take that and pay my. No, that the money's going to closer to home. It's not going to Richmond's to pay your tab.
that's not
How that's working. So thank you to everybody. I mean, Nick and everybody.
If you've ever wanted to outbid Rhett, now's your chance.
Now's your chance.
Bring it on,
Yeah.
pal.
Now's your
Bring
chance.
it on.
Moving on. Safe Today course. Now, bid to win a Safe Today course. It's valued at, that's a big number right there.
Holy Toledo.
That's a big number. Top level expert service plus an on-site first aid course for 10.
10 people.
This is another one of those Go to their website, go to the Nation Gear and find the descriptor there, because this is, if you got a small business, you need some assistance here. These guys do great work. And again, top level. It's like us.
Better than us even.
Top level expert service.
Mhm.
It's like what you get here. Maybe not.
We've affiliated with
Those
people
guys
better than us
yeah.
again.
So that is up there. That is item number 7. Don't know if Rhett's got a bid on that one. We'll can worry about that later. Doesn't look like him.
It
Anyway,
doesn't believe in safe
so
Sure,
check that one out for sure. Our buddy Greg Keller.
Oh my.
He's back in. Did you just say you made a Keller order?
Ooh,
Bonton Meat Market?
yeah, I made a big order.
You
I think
did,
he
eh?
traded a gold bar in for like a truck full of meat.
I remember.
Like
You know,
it's a
we'll
big
do
order.
that.
I would do it again and again.
Yeah.
We'll do that next week. I want the full breakdown of what this order looks like.
Yeah.
For this prize pack, 4 certified Angus tomahawk steaks. I've told the story before. Greg, I think did I have 4? Anyway, I had the tomahawks and did them at home. My kids said this is the best steak I've ever had anywhere in my life, steakhouse or otherwise.
It might stay that way.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do cook, but it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Salt, pepper, grill, put them in the oven at the end just to, because you don't want to burn it,
Crisp it up.
but you sear it. And then was that the reverse sear? Is that how that goes when you kind of finish it in the oven?
Mhm.
Anyway.
Nice.
No,
And-
that's not reverse sear. You do it in the oven and then
Yeah, you do it in the oven, then finish it on the grill.
Yeah.
So this is anyway. And there's something, and I know for you would just want to keep them for yourself. There's something about the optics and the presentation of a tomahawk steak when you have people over and you just slap these big things on the table, and then you cut the bone off, and then you can start to, slice them up nice for people to family style.
I'm not even joking. I eat that myself.
And then Rhett takes the bone and just eats it all by himself.
It's like a lollipop for him. Do you remember the intro to the Flintstones? That's like what we're talking about.
That's what
This
you're
is
talking
incredible.
about, yeah.
It's like Brontosaurus. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
So thank you to Greg and everybody at Bonton Meats. They are the very best at what they do and so generous. Cody Snyder Bull Bustin', if you've never been, this is the only way you're going to get in
Sold
2025 because it's sold out. They've added another day. It has sold out, and this is the VIP experience that does not exist anywhere else but here. Cody and Rhonda have donated this, very generous, 4 VIP tickets. You get VIP parking, entry into the pre-party, the post-event party, food and drink tickets, and VIP seating. It's at the Grey Eagle in the parking lot, and they got a whole bunch of food trucks and vans set up. So you got a ticket. What do you want to eat? You got the whole selection there.
Unreal.
They got drink tickets for you, great seats, and it's kind of the unofficial kickoff to Calgary Stampede at the Grey Eagle. You are, from me to you away, potentially.
It's not.
From those bulls and snot and dirt and stuff. There's nothing else quite like it. And it is, it's still a bargain at that price.
It
I don't
really
mind
is.
telling you.
Yeah.
So again, we got a week to kick that up.
Wait, did that just go up?
Can we check?
Scroll down. It's red again.
Well, we'll have to. He's gonna have to refresh and take a look here.
Look at this.
Oh, RW.
Who's this?
Who is this guy?
Just bidding things.
You're a hell of a shopper, Rhett. Look at this. Christmas going to be sewing up by next
Oh,
Friday at 5
yeah.
p.m.
Ordinarily, I'd be, you're kind of impacting the listener, the viewer here, but you're helping a good cause, so I'll allow it. I'll allow it. This one here is a big one. Everyone loves this one.
Here.
I might get that one too.
Launchpad golf experience. You are going to get a couple hours, up to 12 people.
12.
2 hours. 12. You're going to have a nice little the suite. Do people know what Launchpad is? They do, right?
Yeah, it's unreal.
It's a driving range, but it's more than that. There's games.
It's nightclub meets driving range. Food's phenomenal, and there's all kinds of fun games. It's not like, quiet plays. I'm going to hit 16 wedges.
Yeah, there's music. There's different kind of games. It's target golf. It's whatever you want. It's a hell of a good time is what it comes down to. And in addition to the 2 hours for your 12 people, they're going to throw in some appetizers.
Nice.
They're going to throw in some swag bags to get some gear.
Yeah.
Also, Heritage Point golf course passes, Springbank links.
It's a foursome with carts.
A foursome to Heritage Point with carts, a foursome to Springbank links with carts.
Springbank links, you need the carts. That back nine is all
Do
hills.
do the math for
Did that
4
just
people.
go up?
For 4 people,
Jesus, man.
for 4 people to go golfing at Springbank. 4 people,
Okay.
and then the thing
Just keeps going on.
are done.
He's on a heater. You donkey.
It's weird. I don't know. Now again, depending when you're watching this, you may go
You're
back.
doing
and-
a great job of.
So these
Am I selling it? Hey, I'm really,
What an
yeah,
auctioneer you are.
I'm really doing a great job.
there's starting bids and then there's the Warner bids. The starting bids were really, and then Rhett
Yeah.
comes in, and then that's where the bidding begins. So
Yeah. Thank you, Launchpad.
appreciate
Back
you.
in once again. I think
Third
they've
year.
been in every year.
Yeah, they have.
They've been in every year. Calgary Flames experience.
This is the creme de la creme, boys. If you're
This was
watching
pretty
this
great.
show, are you kidding me?
Maybe not for me.
Yeah, no,
For-
definitely for you.
I'm not buying
This
this.
is the only one Rhett won't bid on.
Not a chance.
4 second level seats, and they just want that to be clear. So it's four, whatever. It's 4 great seats to a Flames game that we will determine. We can't just nail it down right now because Craig Conroy is going to be part of this. You get to watch morning skate with Craig Conroy.
You kidding me?
I I know Warner's kind of being a whatever, but Conroy's
If you're a
Very-
hockey fan, this is
a very generous
you don't
guy.
get to do this.
Yeah. And he's answering questions. So what do you think about this? And the guys were very respectful. It was very good, but Craig enjoyed it, which is awesome.
Well, that's a requirement. If you're a complete D, the experience will be different.
It's true.
I would remind people once you've won this bid, there will be a winner. March 9th is the trade deadline. Get nice and close to that and watch his phone go off.
Well, I think they were kind of, if we could get it done before then, I think was kind of the request.
See what you can do.
So why there isn't an exact date is we'll work with you, the winning bidder, and Craig,
Yeah.
because he's potentially traveling. There's things going on, but we'll know his schedule a little more in the new year.
Right.
And then we'll pick a day that works for everybody. So 4 of you are going to get to visit with Craig and then go to the game.
Guys, look at this. Like the tickets for 4 already. Like the bid's not where it should be. Those are going to be excellent seats in the second deck. Like where they put the TV cameras, like
And we'll
the
get
best
there.
sidelines.
Yeah, we got a week, but that one, don't sleep on that one. That's a big one for sure. So thanks to Craig and everybody with the Flames for doing that. That is, you're not getting that anywhere else. You're really not.
This one's got a little bidding war going on today, I saw.
So it's the Stampeders. They too have been great to us.
Third
This
year in
third
a row.
year
for
in a
them?
row.
Yeah.
4 tickets to the season opener, 4 west sideline passes. So that means during the game,
Warm-ups.
during the warm-ups before the game, you're down on the field.
Right next to the players, you can see what football big means. You chat with President Jay McNeil. He's happy to hang out and talk about what the hell's going on down there.
Park and pass.
We'll tailgate if you
Nice.
like. Go get it.
Season opener.
Big play VA, Vernon Adams, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You was
So-
at the Flames
New
game
turf,
last
too,
night.
didn't you say?
New turf. So
Scroll
excited.
down there, Jack. Just wondering who's
Oh, it's not JB.
it's not JB.
I was sure that was a John Bender in there.
we have
Bender. Well, he's smart. He's not showing his hand till next Friday.
that's true.
Come over
Yeah,
the
he'll
top.
be in the weeds. Those would be awfully big weeds for him to hide in
I
them.
was
But
gonna say, what is it? Sequoias?
so thank you there as well. CSAC coming through for us. Cavalry FC. They're back in as well.
Boys, the
champs.
champs.
You want to mix and mingle? Go. I got to get down on the field for a picture.
I love hanging with the champs.
4 ticks, 4 scarves, a parking pass, and there again, we'll find a game that works for you.
Yeah.
Set you up for that game to go and see. Who doesn't want to see a winner?
Who's bidding on that?
Oh,
Let's see.
jeez.
Scroll down. Oh, there's
R-Dub.
another familiar name there.
What a guy.
What a guy.
The amount of beatings your wife took last year when she was driving up to Toronto to do shopping and you'd see delivery cars showing up, you're putting a good effort in today.
Verbal beatings.
Yes. Sorry.
Just to be clear.
Obviously, yeah.
Village Honda, who is not only a big part of our show, they're also one of the title sponsors. We'll get that. That would change. Village Honda Prize Pack, one of the co-presenting sponsors, along
cool.
with McLeod Law for the Top Shelf Elf. Detailing package. Nothing better than leaving with a.
I'm not even joking. I tried to clean my vehicle yesterday.
Not happening.
I gave up.
A full detailing package for your car, your whatever vehicle you're in, your Honda travel bag, a couple travel mugs
Hell yeah.
on the Duke. Honda hat.
They might revoke this if I showed up with my rig.
No, they'll do it. They're great customer service. People love them.
So thank you to Village Honda for the for the swag bag and the detailing package there. Very
Dealership
nice.
for life.
Very nice. Origin Brewing,
This is a hell of a package here.
our buddies. We had lunch a couple weeks ago, and they said, well, what do you guys need? What do you want? What do you?
We're happy to. What do you think would work? We're
How
happy.
did you tell us? You're going to get a chance to go and see the new OC, the new brewery here in town. You're going to get a tour.
For 8. It's a party, Dean.
Could we? Is there any chance we could taste the? Well, we have kegs and kegs of it, so yeah, we could probably do that for you. Some merchandise, 4 packs of beer to take with you on the way out, plus the tour and the story. 5th generation family, the Hilton family, give back, incredible. Started with farmers, then they got into malting, then they got into brewing, and then realized we're getting told we're some of the best at what we're doing with this stuff. breweries from around North America are contacting Origin and saying, we need your barley. We need
Can I get your malt, please?
your malt to help us out. And they said, well, what the way we should do is keep some of the best malt for ourselves and then brew our own beer.
It's not even selfish. It's just smart.
It's just good business. Big Brain Jay says, I'll bid on this if Rhett does it, and I'll bring a few Barneys. Yeah, you don't want to get into a...
might just be there anyway.
So this is great.
It's true.
8 buddies. Everyone gets to walk with a 4-pack of the choice and some merch from the Origin tap room. You love to see that.
Pretty great. Thanks to everybody, Sterling and the boys and girls over there. And you want to talk about a family run kind of deal.
Oh, yeah.
When we were talking with Sterling, yeah, I had to tell my wife that she's got to pick up on the merchant or whatever it is everybody who has a role is part of that family.
Yeah, that's true.
Very cool. The Surge are back.
They're back. I saw Jason last night.
Did you?
Yes, great guy. Very excited about the upcoming season. Says we're going to be even better. Every year we're getting better.
You haven't been to a game yet.
Nope.
It's unbelievable.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Even if you're not big into hoops.
I'm not cheering for the North anymore. Those guys are.
It's true.
Your daughter's still a big Sea Bears fan? Tell her to knock it out.
Probably not. No, I think she'd be back on Team Surge.
Okay, good.
Tickets to a game of your choice.
Season openers at the Dome, so that one is one they want to keep out of this. But any other game you want, pick your spot. It's sort of that 2-month short season, July, August. Get out to Winsport. Enjoy the chaotic environment that it is. That barn is so electric when they get going there.
Well, I was going to say there's something special about the season opener at the Dome, but there's something equally great about being at Winsport because it's tight in there. The crowd is loud.
Does it get noisy or what?
It's very, in a short amount of time, much like I guess Calgary did.
Yeah.
Within a couple of years, they have a very loyal audience, very loyal fan base, and they are loud and they're proud. And
get a jersey with us too.
There you go.
And it's year 3 for the Surge. I believe they get started up. I want to say June, late June.
All right.
I'll update that as we get closer.
And then also, co-presenting sponsor, our good friends at McLeod Law. They've got some hockey tickets to donate here. A pair to the Avs and Flames. February 6th is the date.
They're also going to throw in a nice bottle of wine. Last year, we had a bottle of wine, a wine basket, and the guy that won's like, yeah, keep the wine. Just transfer me the tickets. Like, okay, I guess.
Sounds like our guys.
It does sound like our guys. Yeah, just send me over the tickets.
Jeez.
So they're going to throw in a nice bottle of wine, and these tickets are 2 rows, second deck. Right at center ice. Like, we're talking primo. Where do they put the TV cameras? Right there.
See Cale McCarr.
Cale McCarr, Calgary boy. Logan O'Connor.
Who will be playing for the Flames by then, I'm sure.
I think so.
Conroy will have that
all
deal
that cap
done.
space, yeah.
Confidence in that for sure. And they've done it not once but twice. So the Avs game, and they've also got tickets to the Leafs game, February 4th. 2 big ticket. These are hot.
Huge games.
Yeah.
Same seats, another bottle of wine thrown in, and one of the crazier atmospheres of the year. Leafs, Oilers, Habs, every single year, it's just different. They hit different. Primo game.
So this is the Leafs game, Feb 4, one of 2 games that they have donated, and thank you to McLeod Law.
Great seats.
And there may be more. There's still some in the woodwork. But again, we've got a week to go.
Yes.
So all of these auction items are available. nationgear.ca, and as soon as the auction is done, we're just going to jettison the money over to Closer to Home so that they can get all the gift cards bought, and then the families will have a better part of a week, 10 days to go out and do some shopping, get the gifts wrapped, get them under the tree, and be able to just enjoy the fact that, look at this, we're having a Christmas.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You're saying you get the letters from the thank you letters from the families. I mean, it'll melt your heart, this stuff. It's incredible that you could impact people's lives while bidding on like a sporting event you want to go to anyway. Like, talk about a win-win.
Yeah. It's I don't want to you don't want to disparage all charities are great. Everyone's out there trying to do good, do good things for good people. But just how close this is from you making bids to us, and we're just a bunch of dummies, and then us to them, it's just down the street. And then from them, it's directly to the people that need it.
Christmas.
There's not a lot of avenues for things to go sideways, or gee, I hope the money's getting there. The money is getting there, which is awesome. So thank you to Closer to Home. Thank you for bidding. Thanks to all the people who have donated.
You're welcome.
We got a week.
NationGear.ca.
Yes, thanks to all the bidders.
You're welcome.
Thank you, RW, whoever you are.
Rick Wamsley. He was making some big bids there.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Pinder Report. Ready?
Buckle up.
Really?
Whew. Chris Drury making waves.
Village Honda. Apparently they do detailing,
They do.
you know? So maybe you're looking for that gift idea. You're not confident you're going to beat out this RW guy, whoever he is. Maybe that's a thought. I never thought about that. Wouldn't you love to have that under the tree?
Maybe your wife's out of town at Taylor Swift or something. She come back, car's detailed. How good is that?
Whoa.
Pick her up at the airport.
Amazing.
Holy, what a move that would be.
Book yourself in, get a gift card. Figure it out. VillageHonda.com. Located in the Northwest Automall. There, of course, your dealership for life. And present the Pinder Report.
All right, fellas, we start at FlamesNation.ca. What is going on? Well, a good fight and overtime loss to the Blues. There's Flash.
Hey.
And Ryan Pike getting into it. The editorial on the controversial overtime game winner. Lots to digest there. If you're looking for more, we did touch it off the top. Let's have another look at it. It is not a cut and dried simple call here.
Puck.
As Vladar makes a save, a puck is loose, and then Parayko jams at the puck, but also the pad of Vladar
How dare
pushing
you?
both into the net.
That puck is in the crease, you rotten Team Canada prick.
Now, I was not watching this in real time. Apparently, they took quite some time to look at this.
It was a long time.
Ugh.
And then as soon as they did make the call, Ryan Husker was like, yo, let's have a little chit chat. Rest were like, actually, we're kind of late for our
I got a flight.
reso, so we got to go.
Yeah.
Next time I see you, I'll let you know what's up.
We're going to Porch.
Was that a wedding?
Deuces. We're off to Richmond's. We heard about the pizza. We got to go. We're starving. This delay took too long. We got to go. Can't talk, Ryan. Sorry, Husk. Wasn't happy about that.
Disrespect Husk.
Can't be doing that.
Montgomery was in the locker room eating pizza the whole time. Did you hear that?
What? See, that's
So-
unbelievable.
Yeah, he was.
What a legend.
Oh, I wasn't worried at all. No, I was in the back eating pizza, having some water. I wasn't worried.
Does he know about Richmond's? Sneak.
Maybe.
I bet you he paid his bill, Rhett.
Nice to know about Richmond's if it's on its way.
Is it on its way?
I wouldn't know.
Is it on its way, Jack?
How often do I have to win?
How big does the debt? Do we need to start running some interest here?
My goodness.
We need some juice running to get
Sorry.
Jack on task. Jeez. All right. Well, let's.
No problem throwing his big unit out there,
Yeah.
getting a pizza.
$20 unit over here.
Yeah. Let's turn a few of those units into wheels, buddy. Let's go. Standings look like this. We've already gone through the rule stuff. We don't need to go through that dense mumbo jumbo again.
Oh,
Look at the Calgary Flames, third in the Pacific, friends. Now, a little deceptive. Edmonton, by basis of points percentage, just a hair higher, but they're there still in the mix, fellas. We are December 6th. Calgary Flames are in a playoff spot.
charging.
It is now 24 games in a row. They have not scored more than 3 goals.
And look at this.
And look at them. The third game of the year, they scored 4. They haven't done it since. And they're at a 574 points percentage.
And so use your imagination when that offense
Oh, geez. Yeah.
explodes,
once they start.
yeah. Look out. I feel bad for Vegas. It's going to get messy.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kings, so I'm sorry,
out of the
fellas.
way.
Fellas.
We're coming.
Of note, the Avs still out looking. Wedge salads over there now. Four Gievs struggling.
Yeah.
Nashville
Those-
Predators of Colorado.
Nash ugly again last night, if I'm correct. Good news for Calgary Flames prospect Zane Perrick. Remember, it's been a rough couple of weeks for me. Had the cross check to the face, suspension, didn't get invited to Team Canada's national junior team selection camp. Well, hang on. Bad news for Calgarian Harrison Bernicki, who was injured in practice and is not medically cleared to participate. Zane Perrick is first on the you get invited list, so he'll have a chance to make this team heading to camp. That's
What
great
kind
news.
of chance? You weren't even invited to camp.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on is this a faux camp or is this a real comer and a job thing? Hockey Canada, we'll see. You'd hope you have a camp to make the team, not to,
So did he didn't do the Rhett Warner and say, thanks, I wasn't on the initial list. You could
So
say,
he did
Lanny.
not give the bird to Lanny. if
sorry,
I'm correct.
Lanny.
Yeah.
Who needs you?
Jeez. Just telling a
Love you,
Hall of
Lanny.
Famer to pound sand. Rangers chaos. Let's get into it. This broke this morning. The first shoe/skate dropping per Larry Brooks.
See
Get
what
it?
he did there? It's a
Yeah,
hockey story.
Like that.
New York Post has learned that Jacob Trouba will not be on the ice today for the purpose of, quote, roster management. Not play tonight. They're recalling a defenseman, or they're
Spell it right.
recasold.
Vic.
Recasold Victor
Reconcile?
Mancini. Sounds like a nice Italian defender.
What a message to send to the squad.
Yep.
We hate your captain.
This is your captain, and we're going to embarrass you publicly for probably 6-7 months until you do what we tell you to do. That is just the tip of the iceberg. Here's Elliot Friedman weighing in. Rangers do have several options here. Trouba can block with his partial no trade, but the Rangers have indicated they will waive him if he doesn't accept one. One of the teams that is interested is believed to be Columbus. Now, Columbus would be quite high in the waiver priority given where they are in the standings and their willingness to try to get better, not in full early rebuild. This is absolute hardball, but there is a precedent. Back in 2005, Todd Marchant refused to waive his no trade from Columbus to Anaheim as part of the Fedorov deal. So Blue Jackets, Doug McLean, who was the GM back then, made the claim.
He put him on
waived
waivers.
and the Ducks claimed him to complete the trade. Stop hitting each other.
And now Todd Marchand lives in Anaheim.
I was going to say, what's the?
You believe that?
Nope.
Man,
I mean, yep, totally.
Didn't want to go to Anaheim.
Who's no? I'm
Still
not-
lives in Anaheim. Won a cup in Anaheim.
You know, I think New York's a little too busy for
Yeah.
Troubs.
Tom Marchand's an idiot.
What a clown.
You're not waiving your no trade to go from Columbus to the Ducks.
That was like
So
Nazem
cost yourself a cup, you stupid.
probably loves LA. He just was in love with Seabus.
Still, he's living there now.
Just
Still,
like Nazem Kadri, you wouldn't
Saw him
refuse
last
to
year
waive
in
to come to Calgary.
Detroit.
Detroit.
Whining about how much travel they had to do. $650 an hour for ice in Orange County,
Unreal.
U.S.
Oof. Okay, here are the teams in the mix.
Feel
Let's-
bad
let's
about
start-
what I said about Todd Marchand there. I don't know the guy. I'm sure he's great.
Emily Kaplan here. Teams
hear it.
she's heard talked about: Detroit, Ottawa, Buffalo, Columbus. Those are all out east.
Columbus again.
Now wait a second here. New York City, Detroit, Ottawa.
Yeah, I feel like
I'd go to.
it's not.
If you're Troubs, I wonder what's going through. Is it I need to stay close to New York because my wife is here? Is it
You're
if
halfway
I'm
through the
leaving,
year.
I'm used to being on a good team and winning a bunch of games. I want to do some winning.
No, he was in Winnipeg.
Are you looking to I want to get away from Manhattan. I just want to decompress. I want to be able to
quieter?
just kind of, get that vacation home in Calgary and just chill out, you know?
Yeah.
Wonder what's on his mind.
Maybe back in Winnipeg is the perfect fit.
Canada?
Don't think so.
Does he want to come to
Interesting.
Canada?
I don't know.
No, I
about
don't
that
think so.
there.
I don't think so either.
Flames have lost cap space. Here's a crazy idea. What if Connie gets this guy on the cheap and then eats salary traded with the deadline? That'd be fancy. I don't think so. Here's your salary cap fits. I'm not suggesting that's realistic, but you do have all this cap space. It would be nice to do something with it.
Looks like
Weaponize
Columbus,
it.
who's linked to him.
Columbus got some space. That's interesting. There's the Ducks. Is Marchand available in trade? Can we send him?
He doesn't want to go there.
He
Yeah.
doesn't want to.
Fedorov? Fedorov would be great as a blue shirt. Again. Yeah. So anyway, this is a captain. This
This
really
is so
just
awkward
the
that this
captain.
is even being.
Now, here's the thing. There's history with captains. Trouba, time seemingly done with the Rangers. Year and a half left on his deal. McDonough
Callahan.
traded. Ryan Callahan couldn't score 25 goals in his life. He doesn't want to leave.
What a bunch of shit that is.
And before that, it was Drury himself. He got bought out.
Don't give me this shit.
What are they doing to their captains in New York? Don't give me that.
No respect.
Jeez.
Yeah, they went after Jeter.
Bunch of heart and soulers.
I started watching that Game 7 documentary the other day. Holy, is that good? You seen that?
What are you
Which
talking
one?
about?
The Red Sox?
So there's a series just called Game 7.
Oh, okay.
And episode 1 is Red Sox Yankees. It is you would love it.
Yeah, I know they've got the whole Red Sox documentary. Have you watched it?
It's
No,
not
I haven't
that
watched
one.
it.
And I wasn't sure which year it was because they had some epic battles.
You
But
have a real.
Unreal Access.
Whatever.
You said Jeter. You can't be throwing me off like that and then getting mad at me. Sorry. Luke Richardson's time in Chicago is done. Odd, given that they really liked him and they actively were trying to be bad for the last 2 years and now suddenly
fault.
aren't happy with the expectations. You got a bomb there? No. Luke Richardson is the 8th worst points percentage of any coach ever that's coached 100 games. Of course, this is Mark Lazarus from The Athletic, who covers the Hawks. The first 2 years, his organization was actively trying to lose. Something I hope future employers will bear in mind.
No, they won't.
I mean, Chicago. Luke Richardson, beloved guy. Like, this is tough. How long has Marty St. Louis been in Montreal? They're like dead last too. Like, this is a very, very feels knee jerky to me. I don't know.
It's
It's part of the process.
it's
It's part
it's
of the
tough
process.
business. You're hired to be fired.
Yeah. Back to me, Dean, and my incredible backpack takes. What does Ryan Pinder think about first-round goalies, drafting them?
You don't like it.
Now, let's say there's 32 teams, 2 goalies a team. Hang on, Jack. 64 goalies in the NHL. How many do you think were taken in the first round? Out of 64 goalies in the NHL.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
It's an incredibly crazy list because you'd think, well, geez,
10.
Pick first. There's going to be all these stud goalies. That's it, boys. 6. 40-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury, backup Spencer Knight, backup Semyon Varlamov, backup Ilya Samsonov, very good player, Jake Ottinger, and Andrei Vasilevsky. Is that not mind-boggling? I just saw this and thought, wow. Maybe you see it and say, boring.
That too.
Back to you, Dean.
Back to you,
I
Ryan.
thought that'd be a longer list. 6 guys. Crazy. Outdoor games coming. And boy, isn't it nice to see the small market Chicago Blackhawks finally get on the big stage?
Are they going to? Oh.
Yeah.
They've released, I don't know if it's AI, Jack, or not, but an illustrated preview of the Wrigley Field takeover. Gosh, it must be so exciting in Chicago, an outdoor game at Wrigley. Whoever could have thought it was
What
even
if
possible?
they have to go in there and get all the dimensions and the measurements and all? Oh, wait, no, we have it from what, last year, the year before?
All the
Great.
years. Yeah. Wow. Are we doing the Soldier
Why
Field
are you
this
guys
year or
so
the Wrigley?
jealous. We could do this in McMahon if they.
They
Let's
have
go.
done it, McMahon.
Have done it there, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not doing it yearly. Why not? Make it happen.
Not as cool as Wrigley.
Oh, it's cool.
You got to be a
we
plucky underdog like the Hawks to get one every year.
I think they should do it.
Deadly.
Tonight's slate, let's get to it. What do we got? It's Friday. Friday's drinking day. I'm told. Look at these. Oh, the unbelievably hot Washington Capitals.
And the unbelievably,
Defensively stout Toronto Maple Leafs.
there you go.
Did a nice little rally against Nashville the other night. We'll see if the Caps can hang with them. Kraken out in Jersey. Adam Larson Bowl, sure. Penguino will face the chaos and the turmoil of the New York Rangers on Broadway.
Oh.
That's you lose to Pittsburgh. Oh my God. Like Jack, they're actually kind of playing better right now. This has got great bucket tipping potential,
It'll
doesn't it?
Stick it right to them.
They've won 4 in a row, I think.
Nobody cares. Jack.
Panthers. I care, Rhett.
Nobody cares.
Blue Jackets, Canucks. There's a nobody cares. Dallas, Vegas tonight. 2 very good hockey clubs. And the league-leading Minnesota Wild in Orange County, where ice is very expensive. I don't know how they can afford to play there, Rhett.
Quit whining, Marshall. Just pay for the ice.
Just pay for it.
Fedorov, you've made so much money. Buy us some ice before you leave. Detroit Lions won last night. That's a huge victory for them in a really competitive NFC North. They moved to 12-1.
Did they win by 3.5?
They're 12
They
and
won
1.
they are 12-1.
They're 12 and 1.
They are
Yeah.
12-1. They were 11-1.
You should have picked the Lions. They're right up your alley. You're a Detroit guy.
You love vehicles.
Chicago?
Hey, likes cars, Motown,
Huh?
like soul music,
I do. Yeah.
like boarded up houses for 50 grand.
Oh, it's all cleaned up now.
It's getting cleaner.
It's a great town.
Eminem,
Yep.
Love Eminem.
favorite rapper.
Delicious.
That too.
Yeah.
The Packers fall to 9-4.
Oh,
Minnesota is 10-2, so they still haven't even sewn up the division. That's unreal. Surbich Bears.
Did you find the tape, Jack? Are you?
Yeah, where are we at here? We got a pizza bet suggestion here.
No, I haven't gone looked. I'll take your word, Rhett.
It's just a lazy,
I think he's-
hungover response.
Doesn't
there.
it sound like
What's
he's?
he doing? What's he been up to?
Is give a crap.
Rhett wouldn't lie to me.
Give a crap
don't
meter
know.
is
Rhett would
awfully
lie to
low.
you. That's the
I
thing.
don't know how to lie.
What we're talking about is there was a pizza bet yesterday between these two gentlemen.
have a Thursday
And the
bet.
line from Bet365 was 3.5 points.
3.5.
3.5. Detroit minus 3.5. And then it was a field goal at the end that
Which
won it
is
for Detroit. So that's
3.
not, so they did not cover
they cover.
3.5, which would mean a Packers bet victorious.
Yeah, Packers covered.
But Rhett did kind of slide in almost subliminally, but it was there because I was sitting beside you. Okay, so Packers by 3. Or Lions
Detroit
by
by
3. Lions, yeah. So Lions 3 points, Jack. And I think maybe you were focused on the actual line.
It's point shaving here.
That's on me then. If he said 3 and I said sure, then
It's a push, so it's not going to hurt you, but
it doesn't
should
help.
have won a pizza back.
That's true. It's a push. He doesn't actually.
Well, he was trying to get out of his 3-0 hole of pizzas.
I know.
What are you giving me the eyeball?
I'm just, you know,
You're point shaving, Rhett.
I'm doing what I need to do.
You are doing.
He got to choose last week. He's chosen every week, and
You guys love fishing. You're never going to invite
Love
me
fishing.
because you like fishing and you don't like
You'd
me.
be the worst fisherman.
you would
I
be
know.
awful,
Talking all the time,
awful.
making noise.
awful to fish with.
You'd be getting your line in the prop. You would be an absolute disaster on a boat.
I'm not inviting myself. I'm going to leave you guys alone. And I hope it goes something like this. This looks awesome.
Hey, let's go!
Oh, look at this size of this.
I'd be getting to the absolute center of the boat as soon as possible.
And so what do we do with soiled underpants on this boat? Are we throwing them over? You don't have a... Okay, yeah. That is a huge shark, boys.
Jump on his back.
Yeesh.
Now, is that a shark that it's taking a bite out
Oh,
of?
that's
It could
a
be a
big old-
sailfish
Is that
or
some
something like that.
cannibalistic?
That's a tuna. There's no.
Oh,
Yeah, it's tuna.
Tuna. It's winter, though. We
Wow, it's a
don't-
dead.
Not a lot of fishing like that in Canada these days. These days, it's ice,
Oh
it's
yeah.
forests, snow,
Wolves.
bears.
Oh,
Pelicans.
Let's go to. They actually migrate south. It's a migratory bird, Dean.
Really?
well,
Its
they're in
beak
Florida.
can hold more than its belly can. I don't know how the hell it can.
I don't know how.
Pelican, yeah. So here we are in Whistler, BC. What a
Bro.
beautiful place.
Never been.
I don't give a goddamn how famous I am or whatever. It don't matter to me because I'm about dead anyway. So what I give a what the hell do I care?
That's a
I
bear.
don't.
That's a guy that was just like,
Nobody
listen,
can't take
Barry,
me
not
like I
intimidating
am.
me.
I don't
I'm-
give a god-
I'm
Didn't even take his hands
wasted.
out of his pocket. Say, hey, come on.
If I
Get out
act
here.
calm, he's going to be intimidated. And it kind of works.
Shoo.
You know, mutual respect. Drunk guy staggering home from making out with some Aussies at the bar. Bear looking for some garbage. You do your thing, I'll do mine. Stay out of each other's ways.
Just passing in the
You
night.
do
here,
you.
Bear. Just passing
Ships
in the night.
Bear was on his phone, not paying attention. Just about ran into the guy. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. Watch where you're going.
He's looking at bear videos
Yeah.
for the Pinder Report. That's this is a little different. This bear was it had people a little more threatened. Now, this is a truck. We got a long cord tied to the back handle here.
Yep, that's sure it's gonna be.
I don't know how the size of this unit here.
What are you doing in there? It's going to be tough on the upholstery, I would think.
I actually read something yesterday about insurance claims
Mhm.
scammers in California.
Oh
They were
dear.
dressing up as a bear,
Oh, my goodness.
wrecking the cars and shit.
Careful with those insurance things. You might get shot.
Oh,
Let's you're in the forest, you got a bear coming. Careful on that ice there, son, young man.
Well, if you've got a picnic basket, you can't just be leaving it out in the open.
It's true.
I bet you dude had a picnic basket in the back seat of his truck there. What's a bear supposed to do?
Oh, Junior, that's a tough one. Thought it was fully frozen.
Okay.
That's gonna hurt too. You have some abrasion on your skin. It's sharp,
Yeah.
sharp ice.
doesn't look happy. I thought there was going to be a bear charging after.
I did too. I was hoping for that, actually.
Well, if you're hoping for snakes, I got a good one for you here.
All
This
right.
is tough. Nadine, this is footage from your childhood. I found out why you're so afraid of bears. This looks a little odd to begin. Dean's sleeping. This is his childhood home. And his great fear to do with snakes is because look what's happened here. He has to lay dead still. Some snake has gotten into his, he was sleeping. And careful. He's pointing. Gentle. Dean.
Hello.
That's the snake said, yo. Oh,
So
I don't want to
is-
wake up with that.
Was dude awake and just
I
not
think
moving?
He woke up and was like, oh dear,
Dude,
something's made a home in my trousers, and I think that something's a snake. Dad?
Fellas,
Rhett's dad? Oh my God, that's a nightmare.
like if people are
That's worse than the toilet
if
snake.
people are moving because Trump won,
You got to be
how are
moving
you
for
not
this.
moving when that?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
totally. That's a trouser snake.
you wake up with
That's
a
trouser snake.
with a trouser snake. goodness.
Oh, well, you love a happy ending, Dean. So that's your Pinder
it, eh?
report
Thank
for
you.
Friday. Nobody got hurt in the filming of these videos.
Awesome.
No.
Village Honda. We've been telling you about the Ridgeline, convenience of an all-wheel drive pickup, smooth ride of a car, sedan. The 2025 Ridgeline Black Edition. There's one parked in front of our studio. If you want to just smash out the window,
Please don't. Thank you.
and take it. $2,000 Honda bonus on a new one from Village Honda. And qualified Honda owners get an additional $2,000 loyalty bonus.
Damn.
Only at Village Honda. It's located in Northwest Automall, your dealership for life.
For life.
For life. I have a feeling the hello is going to be a popular prop.
Very
I just need to be
good.
careful not to overuse it.
I know. It's hard, too, because you're so excited about it.
I am, yeah.
It's like Rhett trying to ration popcorn. It's almost impossible.
That sounds good.
Football picks on the way. But I checked in with our buddy Sterling with Origin. We were talking about Origin with the top shelf elf. We also have the holiday burner bundles.
Yes, you do.
Up for sale. Kind of a Christmas gift idea for you.
Great Christmas idea.
And thank you to the barn burner, the Barneys. People are saying, you know what? That does sound like a good idea.
Are they moving?
They're moving.
I love to hear that.
Here's what it is. It's a 4-pack of the Barn Burner Blonde. It's a 4-pack of our brand new Afterburner Pale Ale. And you'll be able to click on, when you go to the website, Origin Brewing, you're going to be able to click. You also get a hat or a t-shirt of your choice.
You get to pick it.
So a piece of Origin merch plus a 4-pack of each, the Blonde and the Pale Ale, $50.
Show the tractor shirt, Jack. We love the tractor
I
shirt.
do like the tractor shirt. I don't know how we haven't.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I think we got the whole catalog except that shirt.
Their merch is great. The beer is great. And it's a very unique prize or a gift for somebody. You know what? They're not going to think about it. I like beer and the merch is great. Thank you. That's a great gift. And then it's off your plate.
And if you want to buy 2, you could keep one yourself. And
That's right.
You've worked hard doing all this Christmas shopping. Why don't you enjoy a burner
And if
bundle?
it's a good person that you're giving it to, they're going to say, "Hey, you want to have one?"
Or you could say, "Here's a 4-pack of the Barn Burner Blonde and a T-shirt. Merry Christmas."
I see what you did there.
Or whatever it is.
Rhett's right though. Like if you give that to your drunk, he's gonna say, "Oh, thanks, Rhett."
Yeah.
Why don't we have one of these right now together and celebrate?
Let's celebrate.
OriginBrewing.ca. They have the merch on there. They have the 2 locations, one in Strathmore, one in Calgary.
The OC, Origin Calgary.
So there is that.
Origin Calgary hours, by the way, Thursday to Saturday. If you're looking to figure it out, check it out there.
Yeah, Strathmore. I mean,
it's all wall to wall.
Yeah, they just don't.
Doesn't end.
Yeah.
Don't sleep.
Noon till 8, Thursday to Saturday.
Perfect.
At the OC. Strathmore, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're open. Thursday to Saturday, noon till 10, Sunday, noon till 8.
10. They stayed open later than that when I've been out there.
Ba-da-ba. Yeah.
10's a bit of
open
chicanery.
is kind of what you. I want to talk to you about Aroused, our friends over at the Mod Medical Clinic, because they understand. So predominantly, if we were the audience that
who listens to this,
who's watching, who's listening, what type of people do you think? Well, probably men.
We're men, yeah.
Yeah. So like young, like do you guys sing nursery rhymes and read Dr. Seuss? Well, no, not really. It's more about sports and beer and snake videos and stuff. Oh, so like middle-aged, aging, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So the Mod Medical Clinic is here for guys like us, men in your 30s and into your 40s, maybe into your 50s. As you age, your body ages. Every year, you're a year older.
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, every year.
Is that Wayne Gretzky that said that?
Yeah.
Every year, you're a year
Every
older?
year, you're 1 year older than you were before. They are leaders in just generally men's health, but certainly in sexual function in the city. How do we optimize our physical body? Oh, you got to be in shape. You got to be in shape. Well, there is that, but then the pelvic floor, a strong core, your back, your hips, it's all kind of linked, and you probably don't think about it. And I guess it makes sense, but without the Mod Medical Clinic kind of pointing you the right direction. So then without the strong core and without the pelvic floor, the bladder doesn't work quite the way it should.
Oh, I want that working.
Sexual function maybe doesn't work the way it works.
And
rather than just sitting there and saying, well, I'm getting older, I guess that's what it is.
Don't quit on it. Come on now.
you don't need to quit on it. Bearoused.ca is the website. The Mod Medical Clinic, they're here in our city, and they're here to help you. There was the one story, and we told it, and I'll tell it again because it's guy's name is Tim. I'm not sure that his actual name is Tim. Tim was in a serious accident back in 2017, suffered a C5-6 spinal cord injury, resulted in paralysis, received the Emsella treatment to help with bladder spasms. Not only has the Emsella helped his bladder tremendously, he's now sleeping through the night without any issues, but the M-Sculpt has catapulted his strength, muscles, and walking to unexpected levels. He's gone from using the wheelchair almost exclusively to basically not at all.
Wow.
Increased his step count 7-fold to almost 6,000 steps a day. Pelvic floor, core, hips, the whole thing, and then with these treatments, of course, with the M-Sculpt and Emsella, it's just part of what they do. So if you're a man and you're a year older than you were a year ago, and you're finding some things just aren't quite working the way they do it, it does not need to be that way. And I think a lot of us, we're not talking about that stuff. Oh, my back, or oh, I got, good.
Oh, my gout's flaring up again.
We'll talk about everything else,
Yeah.
but we won't talk about that kind of stuff. And that's just, I mean, it's silly. Let's get rid of the stigma. Let's talk about it tell guys, let them know what you're dealing with, and tell them that it doesn't have to be that way. You don't need to live that way. Bearoused.ca. Again, just part of what they do. Visit the website, book yourself in for a consultation, and see if they can help you out.
Go and say hello.
Betcha they can. Bearoused.ca.
I was digging there for it, but you didn't.
No. Again, it can't be that on the nose. Ryan.
I know.
What if you went in and said hello? Hello? Like, I mean, it's.
I know. I'm here to pester you, though. That's my job on the show.
When there's a snake in your boot, then it's hello. Let's do our football picks. It's Friday. Again, it's tough. That's how brave we are. We're willing to sit here on a Friday and predict what's going to happen on a Sunday.
It's a long way
or
away.
even a Monday.
A lot of times,
That's
Monday.
insane.
Yes.
Savants.
Bravery. You're welcome.
Oracles.
Unreal. Bet365, it's the largest sports betting platform in the world, the official gaming partner of Barn Burner and Afterburner. We encourage you to open up an account with Bet365 today. Huge range of markets. You got football, basketball, hockey, you name it. It's all there for you. Download the app and use the promo code NATION. If you've never signed up, you keep hearing us talk about it. Get after it. Use the promo code NATION. It'll be worth your while. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. So here is where we sit. Our weekly football picks.
Oh,
it's not too shabby, pal.
Look at Rhett tightening this up.
I'm even at 21-21.
Very good, Dean. You got back to CeeLo.
Got back there. Pinder, 23-18-1.
We'll take it.
Warner keeps the Bills just are your best friends. 26-15-1, and Jack 27-15.
So
impressive.
Jackski needs a nickname like the Oracle or something like that. Like he's just.
Although there's been some 1 and 2s, I think.
Yeah,
Jack.
I've had a couple of rough weeks.
Well, hence Rhett closing the gap here.
This is
hot hand is Rhett.
I've got a real unique approach this week, so don't worry.
So does everybody.
Oh,
there's not going to be a lot of ground made up.
Oh no! Do we need to pivot?
No.
Let's go through them.
All right, Jack, you take us through here.
I'll start us off.
Jack's our leader.
Everyone loves Rhett's Bills this week. 3.5 doesn't seem like enough going into LA.
I'll say this: the only concern is they've got Detroit the week after. Is this a look? Is this a look ahead? Is this a bit of a trap game for the Bills?
Interesting.
They clinched the division.
That's
they had
hell
the
of a
big one
game.
last week. Just throwing it out
I've been
there.
doing this
Tell me
for
that's a
years
prime
and years
time.
and years. They don't look ahead
Yeah.
past anyone.
All right.
Seattle heading to Arizona. Seahawks have won 3 in a row. Arizona's lost the last couple. I think they're the better football team. They're getting 2.5 on the road. I'll take them there and to win outright.
I thought about that.
And then the Chargers and Chiefs. The Chiefs don't cover, apparently. And
4
the
times this year.
Chargers are
covered.
a good football team, so I'll take them to cover 4 on the road.
I see what he's doing.
So without seeing yours, Rhett, how do you feel about these picks?
I actually like those picks.
Yeah.
I was
All he
thinking about
needs
doing
is-
Seattle because I think Arizona's dog shirt.
He's a half game back. Dino.
I know.
All he needs is one game to make
I've
it.
got a strategy today, folks.
All right, let's hear it.
This is
I
exciting.
do have a strategy. So, of course, I'm taking my Bills.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't like the Niners because McCaffrey is out and they're packing it in, and the Bears, they're still playing. They got things
They
to
are.
play for.
I've been covering.
Yep. And boom, boom, such a big fan. And my boy Pinder here, Chargers, and the Bills hate the Chiefs. All that being said, it doesn't
It's a
matter.
good fit.
Really
Okay.
doesn't matter about the picks. It's my next statement that's going to throw you for a loop. Because yesterday I was able to take points off the table.
Your point
I'm
shaver.
going to do that again. I'm a point shaver. I'm going to go and knock 1 point off of each or add 1 point to each. Right? Like the Bills, 2.5. Bears, they're going to get 5 points, maybe 6. And the Chargers, 6. So
Is he hammered, Dean? What
I'm
is he
doing
doing?
Bills -2, Bears +5, Chargers +6.
What?
Now here's the thing: on Bet
I did it
365,
yesterday.
you can tease the line, but what Rhett's doing here is acting inebriated on the show.
No,
Are you
I'm
hammered?
just stipulating those are my that's
Well, I think you were negotiating that with Jack yesterday. You're not negotiating with Bet365.
I'm not arguing Bet 365. This is amongst us.
What the hell is he talking about?
It's week 14. We can't just start picking lines out of thin air.
You know what, Dean? I'd like
the Bears
Bills
by maybe 6 or 7. Like
I'll-
what?
I want the Bills +10. That's my pick this week. Anyone have any problems with that?
I'm sorry, Rhett. We're gonna have to.
We're gonna need you to stick to the number.
Well, do you have a quorum?
We'll have to
We
dig.
have quorum.
You
You
don't
kind
Yes.
of
have
got to
a
dig in
quorum.
our heels
Three
here
of
a
us
little
think
bit.
you're insane. That's quorum.
Jack, you're good with that, right?
I'm
Now,
still
it-
confused. Like, you want to take points from some games and put them on other games, or are you just?
No, he
are
just
you
wants
no,
you to
I'm
do
just
it
what he
making
as
up my
wants.
own lines.
He's making up his own lines.
I'll just make up my own lines.
Godspeed.
I was going to say, unless the lines have moved, I'll take a look here. It's still the Bills -3.5.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's
Chargers +4,
Mhm.
and the Bears +4.
Yep,
So
there they are. Sadly, you're going to have to stick to those numbers on the screen, Rhett.
Hmm.
How do you feel about them?
pretty good.
do you want to make any changes, knowing now that you actually have to use the lines that
I
have
think
been?
you guys are ignorant, but that's
all right.
fine.
Fair enough.
We are ignorant often, but we don't stay away from the hot hand. I'm just going to copy Rhett's picks. I literally had them written down. I just saw Rhett's picks come in. I'm like, damn it. But I
This
like
is
those more than
cool.
anything else. I really do.
Really?
I like them a lot. If you want to force me to change one, I will, because I've got a backup,
we
but these are
won't
the 3 I
force you,
like.
But we're all going to throw out a flyer on another one. Well, let's see what you
It's
want.
just
That's
roll-
kind of chintzy.
This is
to
like my
just-
wife at the restaurant, just modifying everything on the order.
I'll just have what he's having.
Chargers, Bills.
There's a lot of Chargers Bills this week.
Here's the thing.
That probably says
When I went in first, it was Chiefs -3.5,
What?
and then it changed to 4. Here's my. I'm very close to going Chiefs here.
Okay.
Chiefs are coming off of a bye. Andy Reid off a bye is, or I guess not off a bye.
No, the Raiders
last week coming.
Yeah.
Chargers. Lad McConkey has like two major injuries, an
Yeah,
AC
he's dinged
joint
up.
and this and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
J.K. Dobbins is he's out.
He's out.
Gus
It's
Edwards,
is not running
stinks.
well. Yeah.
Um,
And they did play Friday, not Sunday, so it's extra rest. That's what
they've
you
got
mean.
it's
Yeah.
their third game in 14 days for the Chargers.
Yeah. I don't like this at all, Dean. Don't.
But it
like
bumped up to 4.
and that was
And if this feels like a field goal game,
It's what the Chiefs play. Field goal games, apparently. Block
which
it,
is
you
why
win.
I think the Chiefs win, but I don't like the 4.
It was the Raiders almost
just
had them.
change it like I did.
Yeah, just shave some points like Rhett.
So Chiefs -2.5. Love it.
This Steelers is an interesting pick because the Browns got them 2 weeks ago in the snow in Cleveland. This is in Pittsburgh. They're the better team, but Jameis is such a wild card right now.
When
That's
did
a lot.
when
of
did the
points.
Browns play?
Monday. Shorter week for them.
Monday,
Yep.
The Steelers are 10-1 in their last 11 at home against the Browns.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I just love you talking about it.
-6.5.
It's a tough line.
Yeah, it just feels like too many points to me.
no.
Miles
Steelers
Garrett.
guys.
This is Jack.
You know what? You picked them last week, and
Jack,
did
of
you?
all people, you should know better than this.
I
They are
know.
at home
Jack does know better.
in
He doesn't
December
pick 'em.
against the
That's why he's
Browns.
winning the pool.
Do you think the Steelers defense is going to be exploited by Jameis and Tomlin's better than that.
I hope not, Boom. But
He's not convinced.
this
Where's the
Jameis Winston
jackometer?
guy-
The Steelers at home, I read this morning, at home are how many home games? Either way, they are winning home games an average of 10.5 points.
Wow.
Really?
Oh,
That
All
is
right, average margin of victory at home 10.5. That's considerable.
not
Yeah.
against the Browns. Then.
And the Browns are shit. Sorry.
Kinda
It's
are.
crap.
Yeah.
Shirt.
If Winston isn't throwing these double 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes, they're getting their doors blown off.
I kind of like the point. If he's going to be heaving it all night, like how many are just caught by Pittsburgh defenders? There's going to be a few.
No, Jared Judy.
You got to go back. I didn't even talk about the third game yet, Jack.
He's so mad at
Calm
you.
down. for
Well, we've
Pete's sake.
everyone's touched on it. So you're deep.
It's clearly a
analysis.
fraudulent
Okay.
line.
And
It's
is
a
Watt
mistake.
Watt is going to be all over Winston.
Just like last.
Why am I having to convince Jack about his
I
team?
don't,
is
this
odd.
the last game scared me.
You've
Watt
come
did-
this far this season. They're having one of the best seasons in the last year in your life.
Yes.
And now you're going to just look the other way?
I'm not looking the other way. I just think 6.5 is a lot of points. Like they're gonna win, but it could be a field goal.
Are you trying to do this for you?
No, I am. You know what it
What's
is?
going on here?
It's the vibes.
Yeah, I'm worried about Jack here. If he doesn't believe
This far into this season, I guess we'll look. Do we have the jackometer? I mean, to read.
Yeah,
is it?
we're on the moon.
Mhm.
how are you in the moon if you don't think
You
they can-
don't sound
I
like
was
you're
on the moon after
Doesn't
last
sound like you're
Sunday
on the
because
moon at
Russ
all.
threw for like 400 yards and dominated the Bengals.
Yes, he did.
But then I looked at the schedule and it was the Browns, and I was like, that was a week ago.
You
and
are a
I got a tough schedule
Fickle,
coming up. He's getting
fickle
nervous. He's getting nervous. Chiefs, Ravens.
Eagles.
understand how
Eagles,
you can be
Bengals.
on the moon and telling Boom he's an idiot.
I'm not saying he's an idiot.
Just
Stop
saying,
calling
that's
him an
That's what
idiot.
you said.
And finally, you like the Bills in LA.
That's just
It's a fraudulent line.
no. It's just
It's called money in the bank right there.
it's Rhett.
Thanks, Dean.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Stop hitting each other. You got confidence in Rhett?
I got confidence. Yeah. I mean, it scares me a little bit, but I'm just
Mention that Detroit game in a week. That's a good
I'm just
game.
going with it.
The Bills play Detroit.
I'm looking
And
at it
then
right now.
the Chiefs, don't they?
How do they not flex this into prime
I
time?
think they have 2 big matchups coming up after this.
How do you not flex the Bills and Lions into prime time next week? What are we doing here? They got Green Bay, Seattle.
They
Is the
might.
Sunday nighter? Is it too late? I don't know. I think you got to flex it like a week and a half out. Let's hope we get news on that immediately
Can we talk about some of the other games?
this weekend. There's some tough lines out
New
there.
Jersey. Thought about
Vik-
taking Mini. Thought
Yeah,
about
Vikings
Mini.
5.5 against Atlanta. Atlanta's been a really, really confusing team for the last month.
Kirk Cousins revenge game.
Do we want to? Because there's so many. Do we want to
Parlay?
start fresh with some new picks? Because you
Oh.
didn't. You actually didn't even submit.
Let's do a
picks.
parlay.
I actually did. They just happened to be Rhett's exact picks.
Let's do a parlay.
Parlay
Team
partay?
parlay.
I like the Titans at home -3.5.
'Cause
that's
you've
a
been to
gross
Tennessee.
football Team.
They're playing the Jags
Mac Jones.
with Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I hate both these teams, and somehow the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings only won by 5 over Jacksonville a couple weeks ago. I don't know.
Flawed though. Vikes are the blooms off the rose there a little bit.
Yeah, both these teams are gross. I have no feel on this one. If you like Tennessee, go get them.
Just go through them and we'll name the team we want. And if we have a
Team
quorum,
parlay. Yeah.
we'll do it. We'll pick it.
Okay. Next,
The Bucks at home.
Wait, we didn't answer that one.
we didn't have consensus.
You don't like the Titans?
I just
What's the
don't like
okay,
either of those teams.
it doesn't
3.5 at home against the Jags.
Quorum's not a consensus. It's
More than half. Yeah. Okay.
Buccaneers. Bucky Irving's been amazing.
we love the Bucks. Everyone loves
Mike
the Bucks.
Evans
back.
is back.
Look at it. We're all Bucks fans.
We're Bucks fans.
Buck
The
it up.
Raiders are going with AOC.
Don't care.
She's that politician.
Cortez, that politician.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
see her dancing in the
Good.
-6.5 for the
Good
Bucks
job.
at home.
How's her pocketbook?
So if you take the home
You
field
don't have
advantage,
to
what's
explain it anymore, Dean. And we've all picked the Bucks.
we're on the Bucks.
-6.5.
Yep.
Yes.
We're giving
Yeah.
away.
By a touchdown.
Jack,
Yep.
Okay.
Evans, Otten, Bucky. Let's go.
do I need to write this down?
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, that's
Because
how
Jack's definitely not.
nice, dude.
Are we shaving any
Exhausted
points?
What shaving? Someone go to jail for that? Okay.
Boy, it's a big now.
Huge number.
It's a huge number. Eagles minus 13 against the Panthers.
Is it 13 or 13 and a half? Because
I've got 13 here.
Take that.
Panthers have been close for what, 2-3 weeks in a row now?
Bryce Young's starting to look like a quarterback a bit. I don't know. Like, they're definitely not Philly good, but 13's a ton of points.
13's too big a number.
Now, let me build the case the other side. Saquon Barkley is up against the worst run defense in the NFL in this game. Maybe now 13 isn't enough, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're talking about an MVP caliber running back season, a guy that's already at 1,499 yards up against the weakest run defense in the NFL.
13 so much.
They got Thielen back. He's been helping out that offense.
The fossil. Yeah, it's too many.
Too many.
Too many points. Don't like it.
Too many.
Plus 13?
Too many.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So that's in. Are we good with just the two? Are we going to do 2-game parlay? Do we need another one?
Go through the games.
Okay. Falcons in Minnesota against the Vikings.
My guts were mini.
Minnesota by 5.5. Kirk Cousins looks done.
He looks roasted. It is a revenge spot.
I don't love it.
You just said Minnesota's flawed earlier. Talk to me about what you see in the Vikings.
Aaron Jones is not 100%.
Yeah.
Like he's on the sidelines. Now he's in the blue tent. Now he's coming back. Why are we not hearing Justin Jefferson's name more?
Yeah, like again, they played Jacksonville the other day. They won by 5. Like, you put up 12 points. It's just like, are you really a 10-2 team? What's happening here?
This is more about the Falcons to me.
What are you?
I just thought Kirk is throwing how many 4 interceptions last week against the Chargers?
Yeah, 4.
Don't love it. You know where I sit on the Steelers at home to the Browns?
Everybody hates
everybody's loving Jameis. Oh, Jameis, look at the point.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Steelers? Where's the respect for the men in black, Jack?
I'm kind of with Jack here. Divisional game.
Okay.
A lot of points.
Yeah. Saints are at the Giants.
Giants are awful.
What a game.
What's the line on this?
-5 for the Saints.
It's a lot of points for Saints, but the Giants are trash, aren't they?
They are, but it's the same. I mean,
don't touch it.
Over under is 41. So somewhat of a low scoring game and a 5-point edge. That feels too big for me.
Okay. Next.
These games are horrible.
Saints on the road getting 5.
That's why I think we're all in the same games, because there's a lot of these ones are just gross football teams that are tough to figure out. Like, we're all in the same games because there's not a lot of other ones that are good to look at.
Dolphins home to the Jets. Miami by 5.5.
I would do Miami.
It's not cold there.
It's in Miami?
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
that.
Miami.
They've been humming lately, minus the Green Bay cold weather.
All right.
Get Tyreek involved. Figure it out, fellas.
Seahawks at Cards.
This is the division, in my opinion.
Didn't Arizona go into Seattle and not hardly score a point?
It was 16-6.
How was the weather in that game? Because you're indoors now, and Seattle could be
2 weeks ago, so
yeah, not great.
Seattle's also won 3 in a row.
It's also hard to take 2 from a divisional rival. I don't know.
For me, I have a hard time with the Seahawks because they're one of those teams I end up kind of on the wrong side a lot.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, Geno Smith runs it in with 40 seconds left. And the
Niners,
Seahawks, oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Don't touch it. Next game.
Bills and Rams.
Yeah, we're all of the Bills.
Bills, yep.
Bears getting 4 in San Fran.
I really like the Bears +4 here. San Fran are in shambles.
They look packing it in.
Is Purdy playing?
I believe he'll play, but they're just hurt everywhere.
Is Purdy good?
Debo's not performing. Ayuk is gone. Trent Williams has been in and out. They got a ton of injuries on their.
So it's Juwan Jennings and is Kittle.
He's playing through stuff, but he'll play. You know him. He'll be listed.
And Isaac Guerrero, the third stringer, will be the guy.
He's the first stringer now. Mason, see ya. McCaffrey, see ya. Guerrero.
But if there's one thing we know about the Bears, they know how to close out a football game.
As long as they're in a position to win this with a minute left, we'll cover. That's all I know.
I don't mind it because
take the Bears.
It feels like maybe a field goalish type of deal.
I'm good with the Bears.
Yeah.
It's good.
So what's our parlay look like? We got Tampa Bay, Chicago.
We got the Chargers, Chiefs.
We all like
the Chargers.
LA.
But that's part of our bet, so we shouldn't put it in our parlay.
And then the Monday nighter, Bengals at Cowboys.
This is 2 bad teams.
Ugh.
Cowboys getting 5.5 at home.
God, that's a lot of points for a home team.
It's a lot.
Burrows has been absolutely lights out, but Cincinnati can't stop anyone on defense. Can they even stop Cooper Rush? That's the question here.
CD is
Questionable.
It's
questionable.
Monday. Extra day.
CD.
Eileen Bengals.
I do too.
Then it's not a quorum.
Okay.
So we can't do the Chargers. So our 4-game parlay.
Yeah.
Tampa -6.5.
Mhm.
Carolina +13.
God, that's a lot of points.
Bears +4. Miami -5.5.
All right, let's have some fun.
Wait now. I'm going to put this in.
See what the odds
Tell
are.
me again.
And that's without the
Tell
Warner.
me again.
Tampa, Buccaneers,
Buccaneers. Yep.
Carolina, Bears,
Bears.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Where's Carolina? Oh, Carolina.
Near the top. It's
All right.
11 o'clock start
Do
there.
we want the Bills in here?
No,
No.
we're not supposed to have games. This was supposed to be a
Plus
not
1,200.
not our normal picks games.
Plus 1,200. Plus 1,200.
Plus the size of your unit will change the
Yeah, put your unit out there, Jack.
potential.
Yeesh.
Has there been a change? Oh, just in the
13.5 now. Got an extra half point there. You see that?
is it 13
I
1/2?
think it just moved. It's been bouncing back and forth this morning.
You want me to send it to you? I already got it in.
It is 13 1/2.
Got an extra half point. We're point shaving again, Rhett. Good work.
Told you got to do it. You got to do it.
Do you?
Well, if you can get away with it. Didn't really.
Didn't really work here.
No.
Nah. Bears 4, Dolphins 5.5.
Is everyone doing it?
I'm in.
Well, we're doing our
Yeah,
thing.
I'm in.
It's team parlay. Man, how immaculate would the vibes be if we win this thing
Oh,
on
it'll be
Monday?
so good.
Double pizza day.
I got to pay for that.
There we go. We're in.
Love it.
We're in.
365. Simple as that. Sounds like Thatcher Demko's close to come back.
Well, I saw it on the online there. It said what within the next week or so.
We were talking about the Dreger, and
Yeah.
I started texting my goalie nerds, and they said not tonight, but within the next couple.
Yeah.
And then the news came out Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's great news for the Canucks. Bad news for the Flames? Question mark.
I don't know.
Depends what your view of the Flames is.
Does
Wow. Full speed in practice. Looks great. All right. Good to hear.
what do you think, Jack? I'm not sure that I was happy with your performance today or this
Jack,
week.
Jack was off.
Yeah, it was a strange week.
I mean, the one day it was.
He's got a lot on his
strange week.
mind. He had a busy weekend last
Car
week.
accidents.
He's got a lot of things going bouncing around. You know when that boogeyman gets on your shoulder? Ooh, it's hard to get rid of him.
Yeah, it was tough.
Sort of higher learning thing.
So next week,
Jack will be all pumped up for these days off too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he'll be so.
When the kids are out of school,
Yeah, that's true. We're all like, yay, vacation. What the hell am I going to do?
PD days.
So we'll be back on Monday. The Dallas game will be fresh in our mind from the night before.
If you watch it, yeah.
Is that because that's the Monday nighter? Yeah.
No, Sunday night.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about the Calgary Flames.
We'll be
Isn't that
back
the
on-
game we were going to go to.
We talked about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
Because then it's the Cowboys and
Yeah,
Bengals. on
that
Monday
game
night.
looked a lot better in
it
September.
sure did. Yeah, tickets were not cheap when we looked at that in September.
Yeah.
Bad seat, $500. What if they're bad?
Yeah, so Monday we'll have the Stars game to react to.
It's a big one for the Flames. It's a good team.
Sunday football we'll be so pumped with our parlay having come through.
Pizza day because we'll all have won the parlay.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to order a different piece of our buffet on Monday.
We'll be into week 2 of the Top Shelf Elf. See if RW is still leading the pack.
Rick Wamsley.
I would like to say the website should go down, but it's going to a better cause.
It
I
is
don't-
going, yeah.
And we might have another couple items sprinkled in.
Trying
by
to
Monday,
shave
maybe?
points off of the
Yeah.
the auction items. And Tuesday's the Predators. That's a must win.
That's a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
Well, there's been one road win for the Flames since October 13th.
Your negative take.
No,
going
I
into
just
the
mean-
weekend.
This is
It's
this
the
road
holiday
trip. It's
season.
proving time, baby. Let's see what you got.
Proving what?
Well, can you win on the road?
And then they come home and it's
Dallas.
Tampa and Florida and Boston.
It's the old Atlantic Division swing. Ottawa follows.
But we always beat Ottawa team after that.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Matty Sogard.
How do they get all these days off?
Who's they? Kids? Or they
No,
talked about us?
if you look at like
They got
a week
2 days
of
off.
Christmas,
Friday, Saturday.
They're off from the 21st to the 28th.
Then the next week they get another 2-day break there, and then
A week in between games.
is this the barn burner schedule?
Yeah.
Jeez, that looks good. Well done, fellas.
Yeah.
There's a lot tighter turns than that we've seen in the last decade for this team. Playing the 23rd, back on the 27th. No, how about
Is
21st
January
to 29th?
absolutely swamped with games?
I'll take a look.
Thanks, Dean.
They're playing 82 this year, and they're also going to try to squeeze in a Four Nations tournament. It's going to get busy at some point.
Back to back, back to back.
Got some road back-to-backs, LA, Anaheim, Chicago, St. Louis. They play St. Louis, day off, St. Louis again.
In St. Louis. I used to hate that.
What's happening there?
I don't know. And then what's that break? The All-Star break? 4 days?
No, it's Feb. Or, well,
Feb
Four
for
Nations
Nations.
Cup is Feb.
Yeah, there's no All-Stars. That's what it is
Yeah.
this year.
Not a
In
f-
lieu.
So what's this 4-day break? Is that team-mandated
Might be.
Party do ding?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Right
Massive
around
one?
my birthday. Oh, no, a week before.
Well, we won't be talking about that tomorrow. Next week. That will probably wait till January to talk about that.
Lots of time there in January to
Yeah.
talk about
All
January.
right, let's go then.
Thoughts on Dallas?
Love Dallas. Great city.
Dallas is a very good hockey club.
Oh,
They'll have their hands full of Dallas. And I think they probably go back to Wolf, who we haven't seen again since, the Friday? Been a while for Wolf.
yeah. Good for him. He needs
Yeah.
to pull up his socks, Dean.
He'll be back in there.
Start him in fantasy. I need a shout out here, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, hey, Vladar's on the bench. Wolf's in.
Thank you, Dean. You have a good weekend, would you?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He's really trying to get out of here.
Goodbye.
Well, it's 12:30 and he's just stalling to be a putz.
It's true.
We needed a quorum.
We've got a quorum. Quorum says, push the damn button.
See you, buddies.